today we continue with our class laws of Tzedakah and Maaser, and we start with one second. With what? With the Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic is choose your company. And it says, Scripture states, withdraw yourself from the man whose life's breath in his nostrils. For with what is he deemed worthy? Yeshayahu 2:22. Zor comments on a parsha Tetzaveh. Okay, so far it says that we have to withdraw yourself from the man whose life breath in his nostrils, which is with everyone, right? With what he's deemed worthy. Okay, so let's see what does it all mean. With these words, the Holy One, blessed be He, commanded and cautioned a man to guard himself from those who have turned away from the path of good to that of evil, who have contaminated their souls. And how is a man to know whose company he should seek and whose he should avoid? By gauging an individual's anger, one can determine what sort of the person he is. If even anger comes upon a person, if when the person anger comes upon the person, he guards his sanctity of his soul and does not allow to be uprooted and replaced by a foreign god. There is anger. Then he is a person whom it is fit to be near. However, if he does not guard his sanctity, guard the sanctity of his soul, allowing it to be uprooted, so that the other side, Sitrach, can dwell in its place, surely he is a person who rebels against his master, and it is forbidden to seek his company. He is the person who tears apart his soul in anger. Eruv 18:4. He tears apart and uproots his soul because of his anger and allows the foreign god to dwell within himself. Regarding such a person, it is written, withdraw yourself from the man whose life breath is in literally nostrils. Okay. Whose sacred soul is torn apart and contaminated by his anger. Okay, so let's do a small commentary. Okay, let's try to understand what it says here. And it says one more time, with these words, meaning to stay from this from these people. With this word, the Holy One, blessed be He, commands and caution man to guard himself from those who have turned away from path of good and path of to the path of evil, have contaminated their souls. So it's general directions. I mean, so far so good. Everybody, all of us understand. So we should not associate ourselves with the people who turn from path of good to the path of evil. Okay, so meaning that's good, but how would you know? So many times, many people hypocrites. They put such a show that you would not figure out, right? For example. Many people reported to me that they did not know, they did not even have any idea about this Menis Friedman guy, and they've been listening to him for several years. Did not find anything wrong. I mean, because most of I don't know, he's trying to be funny, he's trying not to end the sentences and stuff like that. So people think, yeah, he's very Kabbalistic guy and very interesting, right? So not he would present the idea from a different direction. And same as this guy with we had the clip about this Bulachnik guy, Chabadnik from Israel. It's very interesting. So if you see what we said and what he said exactly. That I mean, the Chabadniks are portraying themselves that they love everybody, but you see this guy, and I've been in Chabad yeshiva. I know exactly how is it. We have a clip, exactly. So they say you do everything like misnagit. I say, how do you know misnagit? They say you are 3 days balchua. How do you know like misnagit? Misnagid is opposite. So they all of the Ashkenazi, the back of the day, if you go on, they call Misnagid, like everybody is against. Like, how do you know that? And then they said that all of the people, they all pretenders. You understand? So it's like, and this guy said it open, right? So, but people who are his fans, they got very upset with us, and they called and they sent messages, this and that. It's very interesting. But it says like, just look what the guy is saying. Like, but if you don't pay attention, so good is evil and evil is good. So you have no difference, right? You don't see the difference. Okay, so continue. So that's the question. Yeah, everybody understands. Stay away from bad and stick to good. Okay, everybody understands. And how is the man to know whose company he should seek and he should and whose he should avoid? Right. So okay. So how do you know who is who? By gauging the individual's anger, one can determine what sort of a person he is. So by gauging somebody's anger, what he is saying that he can pretend, so like for right, to be cordial and stuff like that for some time until something goes against his will or her will. You understand? So then the anger like explodes and person becomes himself, basically, right? If the anger comes upon a person, he guards the sanctity of his soul and is not allowed to be uprooted and replaced by the foreign god, that is anger, right? So if person can control himself and control himself when the situation is calling for that, right? Somebody did something very, very wrong, right? And he's not allowing this his inner self be uprooted, right, and replaced by a foreign god, meaning the foreign god, as we said before, some power that is going to control that person. As we said, like somebody got upset, his wife said something on the phone, and he smashed his phone against the wall. Like how did it help? Did it change the situation? Absolutely not. Now you don't have a cell phone, right? That's it. You understand? That's a foreign god, like Sitra Achra, that rules the person. Then he's a person whom it is fit to be near, right? But if he can control himself, that's a person who is fit to be near, meaning that he knows there is a creator, he is running the world. If this happened, means it's good for me. I don't know how, but that's what Hashem said. Whatever happens, good. Okay. However, if he does not guard his sanctity of his soul, allowing to become uprooted so that the other side can dwell in his place, meaning the rationale is out of the window, right? And this other side dwell in its place, other side that Sitracha that is going to control him. Surely he's a person who rebels against his master, right? That's what the explanation said. He's like the one worshiping idols. Is he worshiping the idols? No, he's not worshiping idols right now. But if somebody would ask him, right, like even if he was a very holy person over all of these years before, he would go. Possible. And it is forbidden to seek his company, right? The people who get angry, very simply. He's the person who tears apart his soul in his anger. E of 18:4. Okay. He tears apart and uproots his soul because of his anger and allowing foreign God to dwell within him. And all of these things that person would say and he would regret, but many times there is no way back. Like people would not accept the apology. I mean, they say yes, but you cannot repair the relationship after that. Okay. So I mean, today it's beauty of communications. For example, somebody wrote you something and it's very upsetting. So don't answer right away. Or some things. What I do, so like some people wrote some like in anger, like or frustration, whatever, without thinking. Some things. So and I know, like I don't get offended. I know that they meant well, but they got excited, this and that. Some personal. So what I would do, I tell you the secret. I would delete the message. So I see communication with that person, but that message I don't see. many times, I don't know in what, I'm not sure, maybe in WhatsApp you can delete only from yourself. So meaning the other side would see the offensive message and you did not answer. You understand? But you will, when you open the conversation with that person, you would not see, right? Or answer something, for example, if it's in a Telegram, and then delete it from yourself. I mean, I think, yeah, I think in Telegram you can also delete only from yourself. That's it. Don't answer. That's very simple. Continue. Regarding such a person, it is written, withdraw yourself from the man whose life breath in his nostrils. Meaning the anger, when somebody is angry, they started breathing like very heavily, right? So that's what it is. Thus, it is imperative that one rid oneself heart of anger, so that he will be safe from Gehinnom and will merit entry in the world to come. Of course, I mean, right, they say metaphorically, the anger is flaming nostrils, right? That's like flame comes out of the nostrils, right? Of course, if you, it's not so simple. It's not so simple to get rid of the anger. But if you know the price of it, what is going to cost you in the end, a person would not do it. As a famous example that I like, everybody like to drive fast, but if you know like they're going to give you 3 points or 4 points and your insurance is very high as it is, it's going to go 3 times more, it's going to cost you so many thousands of dollars. Like, who needs that? I'm going to drive a speed limit, maybe 7% more, but no more than that. Okay. Stop here. Any questions on what we said? On topic? Yes.
There's some questions on the board. It says, does the rabbi have any advice on emphasizing the severity of anger when in the moment, and when one is becoming frustrated or impatient because of anger? I think that's the question.
Okay, so that's the best tactics is procrastinate. Don't answer. So I had a student that had to go to one meeting, very important, like meeting that this person was waiting for many years, 15 years maybe. It was very, very important, and even got to the hospital. We had to pray because of the heart, very nervous. And I said, whatever they're going to tell you, say thank you very much. I need to think about it. So don't, whatever doesn't matter. Don't answer. Don't answer. Even they give you whatever they say. Do not answer. You understand? I don't think like when the student reported to me, and some things was a little insulting. Like the way the student understand, but the way I explain, it's not insulting. I mean, sometimes when you're waiting for something for a very long time, and you expect that it's going to be like in your dream, and the other side is not ready. They were not in your dream. Let's put it this way. You understand? So I know, and because the student promised me not to answer whatever upsetting, good news, not good news, say just get the information, get to me, and we're going to discuss. And Baruch Hashem. So the way I understand, the student saw the situation very bad. I saw the situation normal, right? But if he was would react at that point without right, it would be disaster. Absolutely, 15 years. Understand? I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. Right. So don't react. Somebody insulted you, somebody especially close to you, and you have something to say, and you're very sarcastic, and you can crush this person in front of his spouse or your spouse, and you know like their secrets and this and that. So you understand? Our job is to keep quiet, and then we'll see. And you analyze like who you're going to mess with this low life for what. Understand? So just continue walking. Okay, that's the advice that I do. I practice and what I advise others. But as we always say, it does not come for free. It does not happen spontaneously. You have to prepare yourself. Have to like when you don't listen to a lecture, when you go like when you walk somewhere, so just play the scenario in your head. They're going to embarrass me, say this and that, and guess what? I'm not going to respond. Right? That's the only way it's going to work. So that person promised me. So you must promise me not to answer. So, but it should be good. I say maybe yes, maybe no. Like people have dreams and they right. Okay. So go ahead. What else? But I apologize if you speak through headphones. We can the sound is not very clear. Sorry. If it's
is it more clear now?
okay, it's a little better. Okay, so go ahead, please.
There was some clarification on the last question. I meant, are frustrations and impatience considered like anger, and if so, to what extent?
Frustrations and impatience. So frustration and impatience, it comes from lack of belief in God, right? So why? Because we think everything is supposed to be on our timeline, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be on our timeline, and maybe like Hashem is going to deliver when He thinks is the best time for us to deliver. That's it, right? Frustration. I mean, sometimes people like they put very much hope in other people, which is absolutely wrong. And then somehow they I don't know, but this person, he knows me, she knows me, they would never going to do that to me, and I'm dealing with these people, and I understand the people are very sincere, and they in my mind a little naive, but we have to remember other people also have families, they have obligation, they have responsibility, they have kids that sometimes act out. The spouse said, if you're not going to do this thing with me now, whatever thing, you're going to shopping with me now, or we divorce. Yeah, he said that he's going to do this and that for you until she said so. I mean, right? Don't put any hope in anyone except Hashem. Right? Hashem is going to pay on his timeline, so that's the best. He knows what is best for us. That's so when we know this, you're not going to get frustrated. So okay, I have time. So now you always prepare if I'm going to have free time. Okay, that's it. What else? Yeah, question.
Hashem, thank you for the love. There's here it says, for the love, if one was the person whose angry face caused damage to another person, how does one do yeshivah for it?
I think if one person did some damage to another person.
If one was the person who caused damage to another person through an angry face.
Oh, angry face. Okay. Uh-huh. So how to do teshuvah? Yeah, that's. I mean, if nobody saw it and that person got upset, so it's proper to go to the person and apologize and say apologize for what I my facing expression maybe, or maybe I said some not maybe I said something, I did not say something, but I did not mean that. So it's not you, right? I have some things in my life, and that's it. So, and plus, if possible, just give some gift. That's the best. Buy coffee, kosher coffee, or something like candies, like something small. But people, when they receive gifts, it's like it doesn't matter how insignificant is it. It is like a token of appreciation. So meaning that you spend like some money on me. You understand? But it's proper only from between the same gender. If cross gender, don't do that. No gifts. Apology and that's it. Yeah. Anybody else?
On the subject of anger is a very broad word. Is there types of anger which are forbidden and permitted? For example, frustration or impatience compared to wrath.
Okay, so that's it's very interesting question. So I'm going to just give you a summary answer, but somebody suggested to me today, Beezrat Hashem, that we start. We almost finish with the book, just so you know, almost like 20 pages, 20 something pages. So we can start. Actually, very useful. I mean, all these classes are useful, but the plan is to do Hilchot Diot, Rambam, right? So meaning chapter 6, it's actually that character development and what all of the character traits. We're going to go into details, but since the person is asked, all of the anger, we have to stay away from all of the anger, but in some cases it is allowed. And it's not only allowed, but it's proper to show your anger. That show that like outwardly that you're angry, but inside you must be calm. So first of all, it's when you teach small kids, right? So you have to show that when they not applying themselves, right? So they're fooling around. So you have to show them that you're angry, so they would get scared and start learning. Right, and not only kids, but maybe a little older, but show that you're very, very serious. And same with the family, right? Sometimes you have to rebuke the family, because in the performance of the mitzvahs. But of course, as we always say, only something very, very important, right? If they forgot, you told them 17 times only, right? 17 times, and they did not hit whatever you said. So you have to show the face, angry face, that you're not happy, you're angry, but inside you cannot be angry with them. But all other anger is forbidden, unless it goes in a third exception. I would say second exception is when somebody is doing Hil Hashem, they trying to desecrate Hashem's name. Then it's proper to get angry and very crazy about that person and put him down or her down big time. That would be very commendable. But others, like with other people, especially if it's personal, absolutely not. As we said, somebody insulted us. It's make a wish, right? Make a wish, and Hashem is going to consider you as his partner. I think we had this clip. And Hashem said, look, all of the people of the world, they step on me, they spit at me, they said there is no God. And my talents made me this fortune. It's not because of me, because my connection, but because my father, because me. And there is no Hashem. And guess what? Hashem continue supplying with oxygen and strength and health and parnas and everything, despite of this. So, and when the person and he does not respond, so he's been insulted only on a minute to minute, second on second basis, and he does not respond. And he said, look, you feel like what I feel in some sense, right? So now you're going to be my partner. And when people right, when somebody are partners, so you can do for your partners much more than you would do for a stranger, right? Maybe even for your family. So that's let's not lose this opportunity, and pray to Hashem. Somebody upset you very much, and you have something to say. Don't answer, and pray, right? Remember, Hashem is going to listen. Okay. Anything else on what we said?
There's another question on the board on the same topic. It says, Shalom Alav. What about if the insulted person was our rabbi? Are we allowed to defend him, or should we remain silent as well?
If insulted person, so a person insulted rabbi?
That person's personal rabbi.
Or somebody. Okay, so somebody insulted that person's rabbi, right? So the three people. Okay. So now in this case, we should not get quiet. We have to protest. We have to see first of all what is going on. If it's between rabbi and rabbi, and he's a great, and this one is great, so sometimes it's not a good idea to get involved, right? But at least we always can ask rabbi what is going on, right? If he says that we should get involved, then we will. But it's absolutely old story, very old story, when the students actually created the more damage than that was intended because of the zealousness. And we know this between Hillel and Shammai. So Hillel and Shammai were big friends. And I saw that they married the children, they had different opinions, so what? Right? But the students, it says Talmud, don't get them in. This, I think, Shammai's students, right? Shammai was no longer there because they're violent. Right? They go and fight other people. So it's not that's not what great rabbis meant. Understand? They can disagree, but their own business. But when it goes personal, so it's not about halacha or ashkafa. When it goes personal, yeah, that's means that rabbi overstepped the boundary. Okay, then we have to get involved. Absolutely. Yeah. What else?
There's two more on the board. On the subject of permissible anger, is it permissible to still be frightening in order to be rebuking? If we are not angry, but there is utility in appearing frightening, for example, in warning against intolerable conduct toward others.
The sound is not very clear. Could you please repeat? I mean,
On the subject of permissible anger, is it permissible to still be frightening in order to be rebuking? If we are not angry, but there is utility in appearing frightening, for example, in warning against intolerable conduct toward others.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So now I got all the words. Yeah.
Sorry.
So thank you very much. So you like you look like you're angry, but inside, again, you feel calm. But some people, they're so delusional that unless you like yell at them or do something like slap them or something, they would not come to their senses. Yeah. So if you can scare them a little. Yeah, that's especially if it's for their benefit, right? So sometimes they teach doctors how, not sometimes that they teach the doctors how to conduct themselves. You understand? So, for example, the patient is not cooperating, or this stuff somebody froze or something like instead of doing something like the blood is gushing and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. So yeah. So I have to yell at them and show very much anger, right? To get everybody moving and follow their directions, because this anger, if you call it anger, right? So it's going to save a person's life, right? So yeah, we're allowed to show, but again, so the question is about insight. Inside, we have to be calm. Is it easy to achieve? Absolutely not. But we have. We have all our life to work on it, and Beezrat Hashem. Okay, the more we learn Torah, the more Torah should make us more humble, not to get angry. Okay. What else?
Hashem, please correct me if I'm wrong, but apologies and ask for forgiveness. But apologies and ask for forgiveness are only asked among Jews, not among idolaters or Noahites. Or a Jew should ask for forgiveness to an idolater.
I'm not sure what somebody would say. So absolutely. So if you wrong somebody, like so you ask apology, right? So I mean, if you scratch somebody's car, it happened to me. So I was parking. I was like getting off, and I scratched a little car. It's old car, the bumpers and all scratched. But of course, they're like in the middle of the day. It's not only that, but it's mostly Jewish block. So I got out of the car and asked people around, like, whose car is it? They show me this non-Jew. It's probably like a few non-Jews on that block. So I came over to him and said, I apologize, look, that's what happened. Of course, we were not able to identify the scratches, but I pay him whatever I have in my wallet. Okay, he was very happy, basically. I mean, people usually don't stop, so I apologized 7 times. He said, no, don't worry. He was like smiling even. Right? But absolutely, yeah, if you wrong somebody, why, we have to apologize. And that's I mean, if they're not going to learn from us how to conduct, from where they're going to learn? From TV, from Hamas, I don't know from where? From lefty liberals? I don't know, yeah. They don't apologize. Okay. Yeah, they have to learn from us. Anything else on this topic?
Potentially.
But let's do only on the topic. On if it's anger or something, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's two more on there. When children are doing something they are not supposed to do, should we always respond with outward anger? Because sometimes they unintentionally do it for negative attention.
Mm-hmm.
Say they are not afraid of outward anger, but respond more to a gentle approach, especially in a school setting.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, anger is like a last resort. So you should not get used to it. Yeah. So most of the people, including children, that they would respond better if you like talk to them like adults, trying to understand, even though they don't, but still give them respect. And most of the kids and most of the people would comply, basically, right? So you say, no, it's. Look, you're such a it's like your older boy now, even he's 6, right? It's for babies, like it's indecent, like it's not normal for a 6 years old. 6 years old don't behave like babies, and the guy, yeah, I'm 6 years old, yeah, I'm not baby. So and so like try to give them compliment and try to push them up. Many times it actually works, and with adults and children. Okay. What else?
How does wrath fit into the discussion on the prohibition of anger? Are there instances when wrath is required?
So wrath is like a next step of from the anger. I would say maybe like when you're dealing with the enemies of God, but otherwise, that's it. Yeah, enemies of God. Yeah.
That was the last question.
Okay, beautiful. So let's continue. So we continue. Laws of Tzedakah Maaser, in chapter number 14, and our topic is the additional uses for Maaser funds. So today is a very interesting topic. The question was asked. We said I answer only like in summary, but now we're going to go into details. And I think it's one of the most asked questions, and people somehow get it wrong. Many times. Okay, so it's F, and it says supporting children. A, right, situation A, on children under 6. Every father has an obligation to support any child under 6 years old or and under. Therefore, one is not permitted to use any Maaser funds toward their support. Right, so it's very, very, very simple. Right, so under 6, we are obligated. So why? Because in olden days, when somebody is 6, they were pretty independent. Right? So Rivka was right. So she was able to to water the camels, 10 camels, so like all of these people, right? She was very strong, very, very strong. And at 6, we know many strong story from Talmud. The boys were taking over some things, like right, work with animals, like in the farm, right? A lot of jobs. Okay, so 6. So under 6, you'll be obligated to support. So again, if you're obligated to do in the mitzvah, you're not allowed to take it as from Maaser funds unless there is absolutely no other way. So, but if there is no other way, I'm just adding, right? So you're not obligated to give Maaser to begin with, right? So for the famous and the famous example is tefillin. So since a man is obligated to put on tefillin every day, besides holiday and Yom Tov, right? So we're not allowed to take money from Maaser. But if person is so poor, he cannot. The only way he can afford tefillin, right, from this Maaser money, that's a different question. So most likely he's not even allowed to give Maaser because he's so poor. Okay. So next scenario B, children 6 and over. There is dispute among the poskim whether one can use Maaser funds to support children 6 years of age and up. Okay. Some poskim maintain that since one is not obligated to support them, he would be allowed to use Maaser funds. Other poskim maintain that even though he would not be obligated to support them, nevertheless, since the average person does support his children through the adolescence, he would not be permitted to use his Maaser funds. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, that's all, ruled that above dispute applies in previous generations when children became self-sufficient in the early age. But nowadays, one is obligated to support his children until they become self-supporting. Sometimes it's therefore, as long as they are living at home, one is obligated to support them. The age of independence would depend on the community in which one lived, and when it would be expected for a young person to go to work and be self-sufficient. The range could be anywhere from 17 years of age until marriage. Generally, one should refrain from using his Maaser funds for his children. If one does find himself in financial difficulty, he should consult with his Rav as to whether he is permitted to do so. Okay, so that's very important paragraph. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain what it says here. I mean, it sounds easy, but it's not so simple. Many different ideas here. So now, until 6 years old, it's our obligation that we have to support children. So again, if you're obligated, you're not allowed to take Maaser. Now we say after, above the 6 years old, so we're not obligated. Okay, so let's see. So according to simple logic, if you're not obligated, so you're doing something extra, like with your married children, right? You're not obligated to support them, right? So you're doing voluntarily, and for example, he wants to study in yeshivah. Okay, so that's we can take from Maaser. But here is not so simple, right? So he's independent, you're not obligated. But here, let's see. There is dispute among the poskim whether one can use the Maaser funds for support of his children of 6 years of age and up. Got it. Some poskim maintain that since one is not obligated to support them, he would be allowed to say to use Maaser funds. Okay, so until now, I was obligated to support them. Right until 6. Over the 6, they can go and live by themselves, like as in olden days, let's say, or be independent. Meaning independent, they would work in the field. So like some people was trying to have as many children, especially boys, as possible because it's a free workforce in the field. You understand? So of course there is a mitzvah, but they wanted free workers as well. Okay, right. So continue. Other poskim maintain that even though, right? So I mean, first opinion that you're not obligated to support them, then you can use Maaser. Other poskim maintain that even though he would not be obligated to support them, nevertheless, since the average person does support his children through the adolescence, he would be not permitted to use his Maaser funds. Other poskim say no. Look, at 6 years old, it was a long time ago, but nobody does it. Nobody, Jews, non-Jews, nobody dump their kids and say, go feed yourself and go find yourself a different apartment. You understand? Nobody is going to do that. And since it is normal in society where we live to support these children after above 6 years old, so this is not going to apply, right? So I mean, everybody else is continue to support their children as an obligation, right? So it's obligation also for us. Rabbi Moshe finds in rule that, so very, very realistically, above dispute apply to previous generations when the children became self-sufficient in the early age, right? So in so my parents, they left school very early, right? Because their fathers passed, right? It's very interesting. So my grandfather from a father's side was died very early from the wounds from the war, right? And my father, he was 14 years old, 13 or 14 years old. He was the head of the family. But he had to provide for the whole family. Of course, he went to evening school, this and that, but he was responsible. Same as mother. My mother also, she started working very, very, maybe 14 or 15, I don't know, something like that. And the whole family, her father also passed away. I'm not sure maybe when she was 11, I'm not sure, also after the war. Right, so they start working very early and provide for the family. Interesting, right? So today, 13 years old, are responsible for the whole family. So my father had to provide for his mother, my grandmother, for his sisters. So he was the oldest. Yeah, different times, right? So today, nowadays, he is obligated to support his children until become self-supporting. They say we're going to go to college, we go undergraduate, graduate program. So they could be 30 years old until they're ready to be self. Maybe even then they're not ready, right? Therefore, as long as they're living at home, one is obligated to support them. So meaning, but some children, some young adults, whatever we call them, they continually, because it's cheaper for them. It's not because they cannot afford their own place. They just trying to save money, right? So and it's very nice. Mother, father pay for apartment. And even if they ask this child of theirs or children of theirs to contribute, since they're working full time, they say they're not ready. Unfortunately, we heard many stories like that. The age of independence would depend on the community in which one lived. Meaning, right, when it would be expected from the young person to go to work and be self-sufficient. So, meaning if a person is going to college, okay, when some graduated and went to yeshiva, did not go to yeshiva, went to some to work 17, 18 years old. Right? They can be self-sufficient, absolutely. The range could be from 17 until the marriage. So some people marry a little older, but right, a little older. Okay, so let's see. Generally, one should refrain from using Maaser funds for his children. So it's general idea, right? Because maybe we're still obligated, unless, as we said, for sure that they're married. For sure, we're not obligated. If one does find it himself in financial difficulty, he should consult with Rav as to whether he is permitted to do so. Right. Okay. So, and So the famous question, why should I consult the Rav if I know my financial situation, right? And I know that I cannot afford, but many times people are self-delusional, right? And if somebody else is are going to look at the expenses, they say, look, this expense is absolutely not necessary. You understand? And this vacation, on Pesach, I don't know how much they cost. No, but in olden days, olden days, maybe 10 years ago, and the last time, I was just curious how much, like it's $2,000, $3,000 American dollars, not yen or something, right? American dollars per person, like for 8 days. What are you going to eat there? Well, I don't know, the whole family, like $15-20 easily, right? The whole extended family, because they do not want to clean for Pesach, they do not want to cook. Like what exactly they're going to eat there? Of course, it is a hotel, entertainment, this and that. You understand? So if person would spend on such a Pesach, and then said, I don't have money to pay for my child, so you can look like he's crazy, right? So that's why they say consult the Rav. Somebody is independent who can tell you the truth. Okay, continue. Next one, C, age of the sufficiency or marriage. Okay. According to all of the paskim, once child is reached working age, a parent may use Maaser fund to help him if he needs financial assistance. Working age, since the father no longer obligated to support him, meaning that a person, the child is making money, but it's not enough, or they're trying to take a course or some program, and I don't know, to get some certification, something. Yeah. So for sure we can help them. How much is the parents' Maaser funds should be given to a child, discussed in chapter 5. So I think there, I'm not going to go back, but I think we said try not to use for your own family more than 50% of your tzedakah. Otherwise, of course, lucky is your child that they have such a parent. How about others? Right? Others don't have such a person, parents who can support them. Right, so we have to be fair and think about others as well. Continue. So next one is so that's also a huge and part of the previous. So tuition. So of course the yeshiva costs a lot of money. Okay, you can negotiate something, but usually it's still it's a lot of money. In some cases, I think in Delaware, I saw the advertisement in the Jewish networks, so they have a tuition very, very cheap. I'm not sure, they had a program. It was several years ago. So they would ask people to come, right? That they would, I think you pay for airfare, and they're going to pay for your hotel, accommodation, Shabbos, something like that. They would invite families, right, and see their great yeshivas and their great Jewish life. Maybe it was Delaware, maybe somewhere else, and maybe you want to move there. I mean, it's affordable Jewish education. Okay. Maybe it was different town, but I think it's there. Okay. Tuition. The consensus of the poskim is that one may not use Maaser funds to pay for tuition costs. Right? The reason is as follows. Since the father has obligation to either teach his son Torah himself or to hire a teacher to do so, one may not use Maaser funds for this expense, since it is obligatory mitzvah. This, however, only applies to boys, since the parent does not have an obligation to teach the daughter Torah. Nevertheless, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal suggests that in a country where the government requires all children to attend school, it would be forbidden to use Maaser funds even for tuition of one's daughter, since the parent who does not send his daughter to a religious school would be required to send them to the public school. The education therefore considered obligatory. Consequently, one may not pay their tuition with Maaser funds, since it is a Torah obligation to ensure the one's daughter receive proper chinuch. If one were to send her to public school, it would be jeopardize her Yiddishkeit. And one has a Torah obligation to prevent that from happening. 1 second. So let's do this part first. And we're going to explain what it says here. From the beginning. The consensus of poskim is that one may not use Maaser funds to pay for tuition cost. Right? So the reason is very simple. Father is obligated to teach his son Torah. So if he is talented, he can homeschool him, right? Everything. Or if he has a business, he has a job to attend to. So okay, so if you cannot do it, hire somebody else. Maybe somebody more talented, maybe somebody more knowledgeable, maybe somebody with more patient. And it's actually in many cases we see that our great rabbis actually send out their sons to somewhere else to teach, right? Because they felt that this boy would need some discipline. And it's not so simple for a father when you're very close to the son and you're always like in the house with him to discipline him. So it's better to send to some stranger, God-fearing person, and then they would take care of your son better than you can, right? And they can send you their son. Okay. So but if you're going to send them your son, meaning that you free up your time, so you have to pay for that. Right, so meaning it is obligation, so that's why you're not allowed to take this money. This, however, only applies to boys, since the parent does not have obligation to teach daughter Torah. So in olden days, right, girls' yeshivah is a modern invention, maybe 100 something years old, 140, 50 years old, no more than that. Right, and many first were against it, and they came to Chafetz Chaim and said to sign the letter. He said, absolutely not. Let them start their girls' yeshiva, because he saw that they started anyway, and in the long run it can bring some damage on one hand, but on the other hand it can bring a lot of good. What are the options? If you keep them at home, they're going to go to public school. They're going to go to university. They're going to go. So it's better to send them to the Jewish school, girls' yeshiva, than to the public school. Nevertheless, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal suggests that in a country where the government requires all children to attend this school, it would be forbidden to use Maaser funds, even when for the tuition one's daughter. So meaning Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal said, look, what options do you have? If you're not going to send your daughter to the public school and give the note to the government that they are enrolled in the school, guess what? They're going to take away the children from you, right? They're going to force you to send your daughter to the public school. Like it's as we say, we had a video about it. It's better to kill your children than send them to the public school. Because that's what person is doing. He or she killing the children spiritually killing, right? It's even worse than physically. You understand? So do you have a choice? No, it's like, so it is a mitzvah in this case, since you don't have a choice, right? So it is a mitzvah to send your daughter to the religious school. Okay. So in this case, therefore, it's considered obligatory. And as we said before, even if it is obligatory, you cannot use Maaser funds. Consequently, one may not pay their tuition with Maaser funds, since the Torah obligation to ensure that one's daughter receive proper chinuch. Yes, you're not obligated to teach your daughter Torah, but you obligation you're obligated to give your daughter proper Jewish upbringing. Okay, so meaning in olden days, girls were staying with their mother. They learn Torah from them. So Jewish women, so in Ashkenaz country, they would have many books, not many, but very important works, at least translated in Yiddish. They did not know Hebrew, but they know Yiddish. So Tzena Urena, this medrash, it's unbelievable medrash. mind-blowing medrash, even though it says for women, but we have a set. I mean, it's 2 volumes. It's mind-blowing, the compilation that this great rabbi did. Yeah, for Jewish women, they don't have time to learn Torah, but this they would learn on what is it, on Shabbos afternoon, right, Shabbos night, and some of them would not sleep Friday night and learn because the whole day they were busy. And I think it was said about the greatest Rabbi Eliyahu Lapian Zatzal. I think his mother, his father passed away very early, and she knew this Tzena Urena by heart, all the midrashim. So and he always liked when he was little, even though he learned, but like to get to all of the midrashim in one place, there is not such an easy thing, right, to do. So, and she knew all of the insight, right, the insights, and sometimes, like even when he said, when I was older, I think it was him, he would consult with your mother, and it would give you a great joy that she remember things by heart. Very interesting, right? So I mean, so you know why I'm saying this. So in olden days, parents, like mothers, were given like chinuch, upbringing. They would know all of the blessings, what kosher, not kosher, how to do this, how to salt the meat. This like they knew everything, right? They just staying home, right? Okay. Continue. So, but so it is obligation for us to give them proper chinuch, meaning educate, like upbringing, right? If one want to send her to public school, it would jeopardize her Yiddishkeit. So she would say, "I want to marry somebody else, right? Not a Jew, right?" And one has the Torah obligation to prevent that from happening. And plus, I think on Shabbos they also have classes. I think maybe I don't know, maybe not, maybe yes, maybe not. Yeah. So continue. So now we go to B. Okay, what is B? One is prohibited only from using Maaser funds to pay for the actual tuition. However, any expenses over and above that what school charges, which help to defray the cost of educating those who cannot afford to pay, the standard tuition may be deducted. The standard tuition may be deducted from Maaser funds. So let's read it again and try to understand. So we go to some exceptions now. So one more time. One is prohibited only from using Maaser funds to pay for the actual tuition. Actual tuition meaning, for example, what is actual tuition? So you have a tutor coming to your house and you pay him or her a certain amount of time, but it's proper for you to offer them water and maybe give them dinner and maybe give them gifts and this and that. So, but it's like, of course, it costs you money, but it's not part of the tuition. You understand? So this extra money for building money, they need to replace the roof, they need to replace air conditioner, they have to, like, I don't know, something, right? So it's not part of the tuition. That's what he's trying to say. However, any expenses over and above that the school charges, which help to defray the cost of educating those who cannot afford to pay the standard tuition, may be deducted from Maaser funds. A little different, not what I said, but very interesting. Defray the cost of education those who cannot afford to pay. So meaning, I would say, you would not know this amount unless you would talk to the principal or somebody. So here's what he's saying. And not everybody can afford, and some kids, of course, they would be enrolled for free or like a very minimum amount. So you and I have the person. So he was like always he would start. So some people have like all the same complaint, like a broken record. So he said, I pay for my son the whole tuition, but somebody paid like, I don't know, 16% or something. So he's a crook and I'm an honest person. Okay, but let's say, I don't know, that person is a crook. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. We're not allowed to believe everything that people told us. But I just give you the situation. So somebody cannot pay, for example, poor people, right? They cannot afford, but the yeshiva still is going to take them, and they're going to spread the tuition among other children. So let's say, just hypothetical, right? So your tuition is, let's say, I don't know, $500 a month, to make it simple, right? You have to pay $500 for that child, right? And they actually assume that 100 from these 500 is actually going to go and help to, as you say, defray the cost of education, those who cannot afford to pay. Right, so meaning you're paying for your child and a little contribution to that child. So in some sense, or like in all of the sense, that amount is tzedakah. So you're trying to, so you're obligated to educate your child, but you're not obligated to educate somebody else. So that 100% tzedakah. So that you can take from Maaser. Okay, it is forced Maaser, yes. But I think, if I remember correctly, somebody told me that they actually told them without this explanation. So the tuition for you is like this, but this amount you can take from Maaser. So the person was happy. They asked me. I done like it was many years ago. I said, look, whatever they say, they're God-fearing people. Just do. Okay. So, but if you would say, if you tell somebody this explanation, somebody would not take it lightly, right? So I mean, a person might say, why should I pay for somebody else's children? I can hardly afford my child. So I mean, so that's why they say this is part this part tax deductible. Let's say, okay, so everybody love part deductible, this part you can pay from Maaser, and that's it. So, right. Some people better not to explain, because you can upset them with your explanation. So you have to be careful. Next one, C, right? So it's like exception. One who is unable to pay his tuition obligation without using Maaser funds may not be obligated to separate Maaser to begin with. In such a situation, one should consult with Rav. Right? As we said before, if basically yeshiva charges every student separately. It's not like one sum, and unless you come up with a sum, so we're not going to take you or do not take. So I was involved, trying to get somebody in yeshiva. So, and they're flexible, but you have to be also meet them in the middle, in the middle path somewhere, right? But they trying to work with you. But if it's famous yeshiva, it's a very prestigious thing, so they would not give you too much leeway, right? Because they can get somebody else in that spot. So you want them more than they want you, unless your child is something out of ordinary, like some genius or something, right? So again, if somebody is is unable to pay the tuition obligation without Maaser funds, most likely the person is not allowed to separate Maaser. And a person should not be upset that they're in this situation. That, for example, right? So when Rabbi check ask all of the question and say you should not separate Maaser, just use it for yourself. This ani meaning this poor person is you. So I mean, of course, he would not say it, but he would say you can keep the money, and some people get upset, right, because they want to give, but sometimes you're not obligated to give. You're not allowed to give. To give, if your family is going to suffer. Same thing as on Yom Kippur. And I have every year on Yom Kippur, I have one hero in my life who is trying to say, I'm going to fast. I said, you're not allowed to fast. So people with diabetes, I said, you normal, like high blood pressure, you're not allowed to fast, right? Or some people, like even younger people, they're so fragile they can pass out simply, right? So we'll say like try to drink a little maybe, but so don't be hero. So in some circumstances, it's a mitzvah to eat on Yom Kippur. So if somebody is she's nursing mother and she does not feel well, I mean, if it's not enough milk for the baby, so you've been here is going to kill this baby, or not kill maybe, but hurt the baby. So who needs that? You understand? Let's say with this tzedakah. So Hashem gave us the tools, as Rabbi Dessler Zatzal said, and then we made the clip, and I'm not sure if we posted it or not. So he said, we should not be jealous. We should not be jealous with our neighbors, because neighbor got all of the tools to fulfill his purpose of life, and I got the tool, all of the tools that I need to fulfill my purpose of life. And maybe, yes, my neighbor has amazing tools, like powerful tools, but they're to build bridges, and I'm like watch watch craftsman, right? I fix the watches. Like yes, he has beautiful tools, but what has to do with me? You understand? So some people are upset because they're poor. We should not be upset if somebody in this situation. Know that Hashem wants you to perform this situation. That's it. Next one, D. One may use Maaser funds toward the tuition payment of one's older sons. For once the child is older, the parent has already fulfilled his obligation to teach his son Torah. A child has reached this age once he can learn by himself without assistance. Right? Approximately one has reached base medrash years. Okay. Similarly, so meaning the adults, basically, I don't know, 17 years old, 16, 17. Similarly, if one were to send his daughter to seminary, he would be permitted to use Maaser funds toward the tuition. However, it is very important to note that the both boys and girls, even when they are permitted to use, one is permitted to use Maaser funds, if the school is out of town, and one is paying for a room and board, those things may not be paid with Maaser funds, for one would have to pay for such items even if a child were living at home. We need to discuss it because it's not such a simple thing. Okay, one should deduct the amount of money that is saved by not having to provide room and board for the child, and pay that amount from his own pocket. So that is, it's very interesting. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So now we're talking about older children, right? One may use Maaser funds toward the tuition payment one's older son. So let's say they finished high school, right, and they went to base medrash, right, to real learning. For once a child is older, the parents has already fulfilled the obligation to teach the son Torah. So meaning most of the after the high school, let's put it this way, so they are no longer obligated to teach them Torah. They know a lot, hopefully, right? Somebody not, but okay. Some people not, but hopefully they do. As a child has reached the age, once he can learn himself without assistance, meaning this child is, let's say, advanced child, so he goes to base medrash. So meaning that technically he does not need a teacher, right? So when you pay for education, you pay for instruction, you pay for the Rabbi to sit there with him, right, to stand over and or be available, right? So the son can ask the question and go to Shiurim and stuff like that, right? That's what you're paying for. But if he can learn on his own, so basically you're not obligated to pay for his education. But if he wants to continue learning, yeah, so he can take this money from Maaser. Similarly, if one were to send his daughter to seminary, would be permitted to use Maaser funds toward the tuition. So seminary, some people send to Israel, some people stay in the States, or I don't know where else they sent, but I think Israel is the most popular, and they cost a lot of money. It's a little show off, and they go there for a year. But usually it's before they would get married, and would fire them up. These girls come from Israel, all fired up, right? All flying in the skies. So the thing is that unfortunately they getting cooled off by the environment very fast. Unfortunately, many of them, unless they stick together, special programs, this and that. But otherwise, unfortunately. Okay, but to this education, so was she obligated to do so? Absolutely not. Right? You can take from us. However, it is very important to note that for both boys and girls, even when one is permitted to use Maaser fund, if the school is out of town, one may pay for room and board. Those things may not be. I'm sorry. And one is paying for room and board. Those things may not be paid with Maaser funds, and it's a little confusing. I'm going to explain why. Right, so they say that if this yeshiva is out of town, right, in Israel, so they have to live somewhere. Okay, for education they pay this amount, but if they, for example, if they have apartment in Jerusalem, let's say, or she has aunt, and she would stay in apartment with her aunt, like 2 blocks from yeshiva, from seminary, there is no problem, right? But I guess most of them do not live in such a close proximity. So they have to live in the dormitory, and in dormitory you have to pay, right? Of course, not like hotel, but still you have to pay. So, right? So they say, so you're not allowed to pay from Maaser funds. Okay, for one would have to pay for such items if child living in a home. So that's I'm not sure exactly what it means. So I mean, you pay for the rent or for mortgage of your apartment, like your house apartment. It's the same amount. That they do not care how many people live there. In most of the cases, so like you have 3 people, 4 people, 6 people. I mean, they do not care how many people, right? Okay, maybe this if two extra people, they would use more water. Okay, I understand. A little more electricity, but it's not that significant. Understand? So yes, they moved out. Yes, you save something, like, but the taxes, other things, are exactly the same. So I'm not sure, like, what is the difference. I understand this food, right? As we said before, like a person needs to eat, and is in a business trip, so he can deduct the difference. For example, if he would prepare food at home and it's going to cost him, let's say, $10 a day, just any number, right? And now he has to go like to restaurants, he has to pay $25 a day, let's say, like cooked food, right? So the difference, like $15, you can write off from your Maaser, because it was money needed to make business. But in this case, it's not like that. You like, I'm talking about parents, from the parents' point of view. They're going to pay almost the same amount. Okay. So, but he said he paid, so he may not pay from Maaser funds. For one would have to pay such items, even if the child were living at home. So I'm not sure what does it mean. One should deduct the amount of money that is saved by not having provide room and a board for the child, and then pay the amount from his own pocket. Okay. So I mean, but it's only a small amount. Deduct amount that, for example, that we save because the children no longer living with us. So we save on extra light, that the heat is exactly the same, right? So only electricity and water. Okay. So, but you can deduct this money. Okay, so let's see. Any questions on what we said before we continue? Because we got to next point.
Yeah, there are quite a few questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I did have a question on for paying Maaser. Are we allowed to say if one commutes distance to work every single day, would he be allowed to deduct the time, like take the amount of time that it took him to go to work that it was off of, like he wasn't paid for? Would he be allowed to calculate that as like, say like the wage he was making from the time that was the commute? Would he be allowed to deduct that from Maaser?
I don't think so, no. So when somebody is self-employed, it's a different thing, right? So in this case, yeah, you need to go to the customer, right? Even if did not work out, doesn't matter. So it's like some price tag to make business, yes. But otherwise, no. It's like everybody have to commute to work. So they give you, for example, when my wife, when we got married, so my wife lived in different states. So she moved over with me, but she continued working in her old company. So like she would get paid like every week. So one check, like 1 week salary, she would use for gas, for tolls, because it's a lot of tolls to go. We live on the island, right? Tolls going back and forth, gas and car depreciation. It was I think even more than one check, 1 week of salary. Like she would like 1 week of salary. For sure, it's absolute minimum. It's hard to like to calculate. I mean, it's possible like how much like the car maintenance costs, but minimum of the minimum, like only on gas and tolls, she would pay to get to work, and it was not the highest paying job. You understand? I mean, for most of the people, it's absolutely normal, right? Like that's employer, they give you a job with a condition that you're going to come to the job. Right. Okay. So it is included. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here on the board it says, on the issue of using Maaser funds for paying tuition, could two fathers agree to pay for one another's children's yeshivah tuition and cheat the system, since this would not be technically forbidden? Not suggesting that it, chas v'shalom, just picturing a hypothetical situation that might take place.
Mm-hmm. So hypothetically, yes, person 100% right. So I'm not responsible for his son, and he's not responsible for my son. So technically, yes, technically I can pay Maaser for his child, and he can pay Maaser for my child. Technically, there is no problem, but practically, we have to remember there is eyes who is watching all the times, and Hashem calls himself the one who can read in person's heart. So I mean, who we're trying to cheat. And plus, on Rosh Hashanah is calculated how much a person is going to make that year. But one thing is not included that amount. What is it? The children education, right? All of the mitzvahs that you're going to spend, the food that you're going to buy for Shabbos, clothing that you're going to buy for Shabbos. So all in our family, what we do, so we buy something new. For example, I don't know, new shirt. Like I always would wear it on Shabbos first, even though it was not intended for Shabbos or whatever, or pants, or whatever, shoes, whatever. So we start wearing Shabbos. We say Lakovat Shabbos, it's free, right? And then use for something else, some even socks, everything. So first of all, it is a respect for Shabbos first of all, but second of all, yeah, it's a separate expense. Like does not come from you. You understand? So when Hashem sees that you're trying to cheat the system, like He told you, it is you. Like who are you trying to steal from? Like from yourself, He's going to give you anyway. You understand? So it's better technically right, but practically don't do it. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next question. Shalom Rabbi. Question about children's education. For daughters, is it better to homeschool them or send them to girls' yeshiva?
I mean, I think it's my personal understanding. If there's a good yeshiva, kosher yeshiva, so it's better to send her to learn yeshiva so she can grow around other kids. I mean, but right, that's it. Right, but if this mother, she's she can put a lot of attention to that child, and or for example, you usually in the yeshiva there are small classes, right? When we're trying to enroll somebody in yeshiva, so from the public school, so the mother came, so I came with the mother, with what is it, with her son to yeshiva, and we were talking to not the yeshiva, but some also top rabbis, and he showed the classes, and I knew that, so I said, you see how many seats? That's it. That's the whole class. The whole class like was 7 desks. That's it. It's not like you go to public, so it's 40, and not 40, like 30 something, like children. Like can you learn something when 30 something children, all of them on different level, and they talking at the same time, like. In this case, if yeshiva like overloaded, right, or the teacher is not very qualified, so it would be better if a person is able to homeschool child, right? So also it depends on the child if the child is going to listen to you. Understand? If mother can be strict, right, and then absolutely it would be good. So it depends. I would say it depends on circumstance. Depends on yeshiva, like and like availability of the mother. Right.
Thank you for there's one more question on board. Shalom Torah. What qualifications must a man or his spouse satisfy to not be transgressing any forbidden deprivation of proper Jewish education by homeschooling? Is there any forbidden deprivation we might be causing perhaps to the community by homeschooling?
I'm not sure what person, I mean the deprivation. So first of all, you can also always get syllables from the school or approximate, and go according to their programs. Of course, I mean, as we said, if they have a class, even if you have smaller class, let's say in that yeshiva is, I did not go to different classes. I think in some classes it's more than 7 desks, but we used that small one because we needed to win this mother on our side. So she would pull the child from public school and enroll in yeshiva. Right, but what did I want to say? So the question was what could be the stumbling blocks, or what was the question again? Sorry, apologize.
It was
deprivation, like what kind of deprivation?
Yeah, is there any other forbidden deprivation we might be causing perhaps to the community by homeschooling? That was the last part.
For school. I don't think so. So I mean, if you can educate a person, a child, but later on you need to send them to school anyway. So some people homeschool their children until a certain age, and then send to school because simply you're not capable given the whole programs, whatever the government require, right? In most of the cases, I mean, I would say in most of the cases, right? So so you better know what you're doing. Let's put it this way. Okay, but there are many talented people, and one clip that I mark for myself to work on. It's very interesting. It's a story of Edison. If you've heard about this inventor, Edison, So when he was a little boy, don't remember, maybe first or second grade, where we can double check that. So he comes home and he said, "Mother, I have this note from my teacher, and he said only give it to your mother to read. He said he sealed it and this and that and in an envelope." So the mother opened. So she read the note, right? So she read the note, start crying, and said, "Your teacher said that you're genius. Your teacher said that you're genius, and unfortunately, this school, it's not suited for you because the school is for simple children. But you sound out of ordinary, and they want me to take care of you and educate you home." So very nice. So I'm very proud of your son, and of course he became right. So he became Edison, the famous inventor of the, I think, 19th century, 20th century, 19th century. And many years after many years passed, of course, his mother passed away, and he was cleaning in her bedroom, and there were papers, and he found one envelope, and he remembered this envelope from the first grade. So when he opened the envelope, so it says there, "Dear Miss Edison, right? Your son is he's stupid, basically. He's deranged. We cannot have such individual at school. So it's better you take him from school and try to teach him. Maybe he's going to learn something." You understand? So, and that's what his mother did. So it's a heroic mother. So this okay. It's homeschooling. Okay. What else? So let's do only this topic, because I want to start different topic. Okay, go ahead. Only this topic. Any questions?
I think that was the last question.
Okay, no problem. So let's. All right. So let's continue. With our new topic, Yichud, and we on section. So it's some of them were a little longer. Section E, and Yichud is an independent transgression, meaning that as we said last time, just quickly the summary, that Yichud is prohibited. Why? Because it can lead to arise to forbidden relationship. But even if it's not going to lead to arise, it's still absolutely forbidden as, again, independent transgression. Continue. So this is section B. Is subsection B. Okay. B1 actually. Okay. If one realizes that he's in state of Yichud while in the midst of the Shmona Esrei, very interesting. If one realizes, right, so a person is praying Shmona Esrei, how could it be? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I don't have any good examples, but let's see. But the thing is, situation is very clear. Person is in the middle situation, in the middle of Shmona Esrei, and he understands that this lady just came in, cleaning lady, I don't know, somebody, right? If one realizes that he has suddenly been left in a state of Yichud while in the midst of davening Shmona Esrei, tefillah, for example, here we go. For example, his wife went on an errand, leaving him alone in a house whose door are locked, with a teenage niece, female boarder, cleaning lady, etc. Here we go. He is halachically obligated to promptly discontinue the Yichud by the motion to the women, or even writing a message indicated that she should either leave the premises or at least open the door. So that's how strict the Yichud is, and sometimes people don't even think that they're in situation of Yichud. For example, somebody got second marriage, right? So somebody like your parents, grandparents, that they have a second marriage, let's say, and you as a guy, you're not allowed to be with your father's wife, right? In a closed room, he said, you know what, I have to go, I don't know, like fix my car, I don't know, to go buy something. So you're not allowed to stay with him, right? You just came. He said that you can stay with them as long as you want to because this and that. Yeah, but it's very good. But you cannot come home unless he's there. You understand? So that's very common on like many similar situations like that. His niece, right? Absolutely forbidden. So one more time. If one realizes that he suddenly been left in a state of Yichud while in the midst of davening Shmona Esrei Tefillah, right? Shmona Esrei Tefillah. For example, his wife went to errand, leaving him alone in his house, whose door unlocked. So if door unlocked, then technically somebody can come in anytime. So that's one thing. But if nobody is going to come, they live on to get into the apartment, they have to open 3 other doors from outside. So it's not doesn't matter if that door is locked or unlocked. Okay. With a teenage niece, right? A female boarder, right? A cleaning lady, etc. He's halachically obligated to promptly discontinue the Yichud, meaning to like even in the middle of the Shmona Esrei. That's how important it is, right? We're not allowed to move. I mean, in most of the cases during the Shmona Esrei, but in case of the Yichud, you must. By discontinue by motioning to the woman, or even writing the message, indicated that she should either leave the premises, meaning we say that it's one woman, right, or at least open the door. I'm not sure, by me personally, I'm not sure how they're going to take it, unless they know exactly, the religious people, they know exactly what they're talking about, and they did not realize what is going on. His mother said, "Oh, I forgot, I need to buy milk and bread," and she ran out of the house. And guess what? Now you now with your niece, right? So if you're going to write to her like so she should go out of the apartment, I'm not sure if it's going to go very well for us. You understand? So in all of these cases, maybe it's better for a person to live, even in the middle of Shmona Esrei, right? So continue. Number 1, if motioning slightly to avert Yichud is not feasible, right? Like people do not understand. If motioning slightly is not feasible, he should do so. He should do the following. In a descending order of precedence, right? So now, like he's in the middle of Shmona Esrei, he's not allowed to move, right? As we understand, right? And he should do as follows: open or unlock the door, right? So if it's possible, leave the house. So if it's verbally instruct the woman to leave the house. So, and it's in descending order of precedence. So first, try like not to embarrass you, like try to open or unlock the door. So again, open or unlock the door if there is a clear possibility that somebody might come at that time. So if you like somewhere in a farm, like very far away, nobody's going to come. Mailman was 2 hours ago. Next time he's going to be here tomorrow, right? So that's it. So you're not allowed. So this unlocking door basically not going to help you very much. Second, leave the house. So unlock the door, leave the house. Or third one, verbally instruct the woman to leave the house. I'm not sure how would she take it. Okay, leave the house. So now we're going to go into details. So open the door. If the unexpected state of Yichud occurs during the daytime, the man should walk in silence, right? Because he's in the middle of Shmona Esrei, to the entrance of the house or apartment and open, or at least unlock the door, and then return to the place where he was previously standing. merely walking from one location to another when necessary is not hefsek, halachic disruption to invalidate the Shmona Esrei. So let's read again, and we're going to explain. So again, right, if it's possible for him to open the door, and it's, as we said, somebody might come in. Okay. In unexpected state of Yichud, so of course he did not plan, occurs during the daytime. So at nighttime, I guess it's not going to work, because in the daytime there is a possibility that somebody would come in, but at nighttime everybody in their own houses. Nobody's going to come, right? So again, we're talking about daytime. Men should walk in silence. So silence is not considered to be interruption in the Shmona Esrei and in the blessing. Sometimes persons forget how to end the blessing. So keep quiet. Keep quiet, even a minute or 2 minutes while you do research, right? Okay, to unlock the door. Then return to the place when previously staying. So meaning, if he had this need to move from his place, right, and in silence, then comes back, there is no problem. Okay, it's not considered hefsek. Merely walking from one location to another when necessary is not hefsek. Halachic disruption to invalidate Shmona Esrei, and the same applies when you understand that somebody is sick, right? So the person starts sneezing non-stop and has a flu or a COVID or I don't know what. So you're afraid. So you're allowed to move to another place. There is no problem whatsoever during the Shmona Esrei. Of course, you finish the blessing. Of course, right. So, but you're absolutely allowed to move. Okay. Continue. Leave the house. So first one is open the door if it's possible. Second, leave the house. If an unexpected state of Yichud occurs late at night, so that's, as we said, there is nobody's coming, when there is no longer traffic or activity outside, and merely unlocking the opening door is halachically inadequate. See chapter 3. So we're going to, who is going to come? He is required to step outside of the house and complete the rest of Shmona Esrei outdoors, right, or in another's house or the building, if the weather is inclement. Okay, is inclement. So okay. So second situation, when somebody is if it's late at night, so maybe there's no people, or again, if it's a secluded place, if you're on a farm, you're somewhere in the mountains, right? So you must leave. Okay, so you go out, maybe in another house, another place, but not in that house. You're not allowed to stay. Okay, next one, verbally instruct woman to leave the house. If he's physically unable to move from his position, for example, he's an invalid or otherwise incapacitated, he should verbally request a woman that she leave the house, explaining, if necessary, that this is due to Yichud. Right, so it's not so simple with the people like these invalids and like home attendants or something. Right, so somebody must be there, or he must be of the same, or she must be the same gender. Even though this entails talking during the Shmona Esrei. However, doing so is considered a disruption, hefsek, which invalidates the tefillah, and he will require him to repeat the Shmona Esrei from the beginning. Okay, so if he is not capable of leaving the house, for example, I mean, they say extreme example, he's sick, has a fever, right? Let's say, so, and it's winter, he cannot go outside. So yeah, so he can ask you to step outside, right, until his wife's or somebody, his sister, who comes home. You understand? But it's going to be hefsek, meaning that in this case we would need to repeat Shmona Esrei. So silence is not interruption. halachically, in most of the cases, I would say exception if the silence was longer than to pray the whole Shmiras from the beginning. So whatever a person prays, 6 minutes, 7, whatever minutes, 2 minutes, right? 1 minute. So whatever it takes them to pray the Shmiras, if the silence was this long, so of course it is an interruption. Okay. So continue. Number 2. One must discontinue the Yichud even in the case of Yichud Medrabanan. So, right, so again, he was not planning to be in this position. Of course, as we always say, a person has to think a little ahead, right, and anticipate the situation and see, have a plan what I'm going to do, right, discuss with other people. So maybe he would ask his wife or somebody, when you go out, can you take this niece of ours with you? Okay, she wants, she does not, or I have to go out. Okay. So, but now we're switching to Midrabanan, right? So again, nobody put themselves in this position voluntarily. It happened. So now the Midrabanan. What is Midrabanan? The affirmation applies whether the Yichud occurs on a Midraisa or Midrabanan level. Okay, so it's Torah or from rabbis. In all cases, one must interrupt Shmona Esrei to avoid continuing state of Yichud. For example, a man is required to open the door, leave the house, etc. Right, so we stop Shmona Esrei, the most important prayer, of this prayer, of the source, and leave the house. Open the door, leave the house, etc. If he is alone with 2 women, even if the Yichud in this case is only midrabanan. So if it's 2 women, of course, they are, and none of them of his relatives, right? If one of them his mother and another her sister, there is no problem. Okay. So 2 women is, so 1 woman is midaraisa and 2 women are midrabanan. Okay. So B2. Okay. So let's see. If a woman realizes that she's in state of Yichud while davening Shmona Esrei, okay, so it's opposite. So before that we're talking about men, so now woman. Okay. The previously discussed in Halacha requires men to discontinue the state of Yichud during the Shmona Esrei applies equally to women. I mean, this prohibition, all of the prohibitions, so just general rule, apply to women. So the women are only given discounts or on a positive commandment that are connected to time, right? Have a time constraint. You have to do it like a Shema, for example, until the 3rd hour of the day, this and that. So women are free; they can do whatever they want. But some mitzvahs like exception. What is the exception? Exception is the Shabbos is exception. The Pesach Seder is exception. Yeah, it's exactly a specific time. But since women were part of Exodus from Egypt, they were a very important part, right? They play a very important role in getting the whole nation from Egypt, and they benefited. Yes, so they obligated also in that positive commandment, right? But negative, they obligated to all of the negative commandments, no exceptions. Okay. Therefore, a girl whose mother went on an errand, unwittingly leaving her in her house, while she is in the midst of Shmona Esrei, alone with a man, for example, nephew, right? Nephew, male brother, male border, etc., must promptly either open the door, leave the room, or notify the man that he must leave the premises. As per condition discussed in B1. Okay, above. Okay, so again, so a girl is praying Shmona Esrei. Her mother left, right, to the errand, and she has a nephew or a male boarder or somebody, the guy who's plumber or something, right? So she's not allowed to stay there. She must leave, right? Or either open the door, leave the room, or notify them to leave. I'm not sure if they would understand that what she wants from them, but she must do that anyway. Similarly, a married woman must discontinue the Yichud of the manner described previously if her husband unexpectedly left the house while she was davening, not realizing that she is room alone with his nephew. There is his brother or sister's son, who is a boarder, and is gosbo. Okay, so meaning what? That like sometimes that's what family do. They send their children to stay with their brother and sister, but that's very good until they run into this situation, right? So she's in the middle of Shmiras, and the nephew is there. So even if you're 9 years old, already a problem. She's grown up woman, no problem. So I mean, it is a problem. Continue. And same issue with adopted children, right? The same issue with other cases as well, right? When they have children from previous marriage, and they live together. So yeah, she raised this child, yeah, but this child is a stranger to her. Understand? Absolutely. Only true Yichud situation requires these drastic measures. However, in the case of permitted forms of seclusion, in the case of two men, for example, nephew and a friend, who are present in the house, no action on her part are necessary, since the Yichud is permitted under Harbei Anashim. Okay, we're going to explain. Similarly, she is not required, nor perhaps even advised, to interrupt Shmoneser to open the door in the daytime hours if she knows that the door is unlocked, even though there is an ordinary halachic basis to be stringent in these cases of Yichud. See chapter 3. Okay, so we're going to learn about this in detail. So let's read from the beginning of this part, and we're going to explain. Only true Yichud situation requires this drastic measure, meaning it's 1-on-1, right? However, if in the case of permitted forms of seclusion, in the case of two men, so two men and one woman, in some cases, right, the nephew and a friend, who are present in the house, no action on her part is necessary. So she is not obligated to leave, since the Yichud is permitted under Harbei Anashim. So we're going to see what does it mean later on. Similarly, she is not required to perhaps advise to interrupt Shmoneser to open the door. So now, since there is no such a strict requirement, so she's not allowed. So at least very not recommended. Why? If she knows that the door is unlocked, even though there is an ordinary halachic basis to be stringent in these cases of Yichud. Okay, so but of course try think in advance and not to put yourself in that situation, right? Or have some apartment like people come in and out basically, so all day long. So there is no Yichud then, because it's like a public place in some sense. Okay. Any questions on what you said? Yes, so let's see if we have on this Yichud part first.
On the Yichud, okay. Yep, there's quite a few.
Okay.
So, should a wife be careful not to leave her husband in a situation of Yichud?
I did not hear. Could you say it again?
Sorry. Should a wife be careful not to leave her husband in a situation of Yichud?
Yes, that's it's your holy obligation. Absolutely, she has to it's a way of taking care of the husband. Absolutely, I mean, as we say, if you think about it, like all of this situation is very predictable, right? So if she has this niece, she said, no, come with me. We're going to go to the store. I don't want to get dressed. No, come with me. Okay, we're going to have. I'm going to buy something. That's it. So he's praying. So take the niece, her niece out of the house. That's it. Yeah, that's her obligation. Same same with guys, right? So that's why it's like very not advisable to have your guy friend to stay over with you. You have your wife. Sometimes, like when you want to go to pray, for example. We had this situation. So somebody said, I want to stay with you, I want to stay with you. And I said, okay, but we have now go to shul. He said, I'm too tired. I cannot go. So, okay, so I cannot also go. So I have to stay. So I don't need this nonsense. You understand? So, I mean, it was a long time ago. But it was only one person. Baruch Hashem. Okay.
Hashem, thank you for the love.
You're welcome.
There's another question here. It says, for the love, if he's about to finish my Hezle, like one paragraph away from Oseh Shalom, and he's suddenly presented with this situation, should he stop regardless, or hurry up, finish the prayer, and leave?
I think it's a very good question. I think just hurry up, because it would take only a few seconds to finish. I mean, not even a minute. So it would be proper. In this case, there is no like doubt. Just go out of the house and very straightforward.
Okay, hold on. Last question, I think, on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom Palah, does the possibility of a situation of Yichud late at night cause a general prohibition on mixed gender habitation, like in a boarding house?
I mean, yes, that's for sure. Boarding house. Usually, the boarding houses that I am aware of, like they separate. It's only for male, or if it's like 2 stories, so on top of the female, bottom male, or opposite. I mean, they have usually different entrances, so they don't mix. I mean, people can be neighbor. For example, as a single guy, in this apartment, the next door is a lady. I mean, there's no problem. They have different space. They have she has her door, he has his door, and two separate apartments, right? But to be in rooms next room to each other, that's for sure it's a problem. There's borders. This border is somebody who is staying with them. That's like definition of the border. So a border does not mean a stranger. As we said, it could be his nephew. So he went to study in whatever, in yeshivah, in college. I don't know. He wants to be a doctor, and he stays with them. So as I had a guest, very interesting. So he was studying in the medical school. I don't remember what it was. Maybe Washington, maybe Boston. I don't remember, somewhere. And he said that holy people, like religious people of the community, not too far from this college, so they actually offered free boarding, just stay in the basement, whatever. So to save these the children from being in a campus, basically. Understand? So it's very interesting. I mean, you have to be very, very special. But if it's a basement apartment and they have a special separate entrance, and maybe they have their washing and drying machine, but it's his door, their door, like during the day there is no problem. But otherwise, it is a problem. He's a 100% stranger. So if you have the door closed, locked, that he cannot come in, there is no problem. Right. Everyone else?
Hashem, thank you for There's 2 more questions. Does this also apply to a man doing Deducting?
I didn't hear. Applies to men. That is what?
During Deducting.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. So many laws exactly the same between Birchas Hamazon and Shmonesra, right? In parallel.
Welcome. Last question about Yichud in general. I've always wondered whether a person would be absolved from it if he's involved in a Yichud situation with a transgender who mamash looks 100% like the opposite gender, especially in this day and age, and of course he is not aware of it.
So transgender meaning what? The guy, and next to him is a guy who is actually a girl. That's the question.
I think so.
No, girl that is actually acting as a guy. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if he does not know it, I mean, if this person does like look as a woman, okay. I mean, he's not he's not in violation. But as soon as he find out that this crazy individual is actually a woman, so and that does not matter what they in their head, right? We go by the Torah law, not by the craziness. Understand? Baruch Hashem, I never met such a person in my life. I mean, I'm not sure if they would try to tell me all of this, push to me all of this garbage. How I'm going to react. Hopefully, Hashem is going to spare me from this.
Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome.
There's, I think, one more question on the board. It says, Shalom Papa. On the topic of Yichud and strange sexual deviance, does the parameters of Yichud extend to strange sexual deviance, or is being alone with a strange deviant worse than Yichud? If a man is sex crazed, should he assume they are capable of being a homosexual, or some sexual deviant to prevent any such situations with them?
It's a very long question. Let's try to do it again. Maybe break up in few parts. So I mean, yeah, let's do in parts, please. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Shalom V'Lav. On the topic of Yichud and strange sexual deviance.
Okay.
Does the parameters of Yichud extend to strange sexual deviance, or is being alone with a strange deviant worse than Yichud?
One second. When we say strange deviant, maybe meaning there is a guy that he's not there, and he that's like male with another male. Is it the question?
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, no, this is not Yichud. I mean, maybe it's not proper because he's crazy, and they think that everybody's crazy, right? But it's not Yichud. So Yichud again. So just to remind us, so we keep keep it straight in our head. Yichud is a separate prohibition. Even nothing is going to happen. So she's a grandmother. She's 102 years old today. She has a tubes coming out of her nose. And I'm me, so I'm not allowed to be with her. You know, that doesn't matter. That just thought of it is I want to vomit or something. You understand? But still, it's not the situation of seclusion is itself is forbidden. But in this case, I mean, there is no Yichud. Yichud again is this opposite gender. This guy is a pervert. Yes, this is pervert. So it's not proper to be with him, because of that situation. But it's not Yichud. Don't be there, but it's different prohibition. I think that the person would put themselves in danger, right? Yeah, go ahead, please. Let's continue with that question.
a man is sex crazed, should we assume they are capable of being a homosexual or some sexual deviant to prevent any such situations with them?
I mean, that's a very good question. I think that there is no generalization in this case. Some of them just sex crazy, for women, and some of them abnormal, right? So I think it would be depend on the situation. So, but basically, that person is dangerous to us. That's the thing. So how dangerous that doesn't matter. He's a little dangerous. That's enough. So we have to stay away from that person, right? And we know that the person you use this expression sex crazed. So meaning what? So maybe if a person would not get what he wants like normally, he would get with violence. You understand? So we have to stay away from such people, right? With from maniacs and and from jealous people. So with this sex crazy and jealous person is in some sense is exactly the same. So they're trying to get something that does not belong to them. So in their mind, they're entitled to get to right to some relationships or to some physical material things that somebody have. Like in their mind, their fantasy that almost get it, almost got it, and you you the owner or you're the victim, you stand in their way, and they prepare to do anything to get it, to get whatever they want. So we have to treat them very seriously and try to avoid these people as much as possible. Okay.
Hashem, thank you for the heart.
You're welcome.
There's another one, or two more actually. It says, oh wait, not related to you.
Okay, we can do any topic. Yeah, go ahead, any topic.
I'll start with the second one that was related, and then I'll jump.
Okay.
Shalom Torah, hypothetical question regarding on rainbow people. If they are trying to make move on us physically, are we allowed to defend ourselves by hitting them?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as I said, I Baruch Hashem, I don't have any. I mean, I was only once in the company of such a person, actually couple. I was in a state of shock, right? Because I know one guy, unfortunately Jewish guy, and we were trying to help him with a shidduch, but he was refusing, and for a long time. And his sister told me that she's concerned, this and that. The parents are concerned. I said, look, we can only offer him the possibilities, and I mean, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And then he discovered that he's actually attracted to a different gender. And I was in their house once, many years ago. I almost fainted. So he brought this boyfriend of his. I don't know who was man, who was woman, but it was very uncomfortable situations. Like when we were walk out of that house, I went washed felt like physical filth on throughout my body. Ugh, such a disgust. I mean, the nice people, very polite, very cordial. Everything is good, but this disgusting thing. Right.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'll go on to the other question. I'll scroll all the way to the beginning of the class. It was a really long question. It's a three-part question.
Mm-hmm.
Question about Esav and Dinah. Didn't this intend intended but never fulfilled relationship break the laws of Putza for the Rasha and Tznua for the Tzaddik, despite of it being for the sake of her helping him do tshuva.
So what is the question?
And so it says, additionally, and then part 1 here, could we deduce from this, contrary to the case of a lower level woman that may pull down a man's level, that a higher level woman may help a man who's below her level to grow spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a similar case with Rabbi Akiva and Rachel, who chose him as her husband despite him being an amot, but have never seen it work the other way around. A man who's caused his wife to elevate spiritually.
Okay, that's okay. So let's stop here. That's very interesting question. So let me quickly repeat the question so we have an idea. We all know the story of Dinah, daughter of Yaakov, that she was raped by the Shem, son of Hamor, right? And our sages say it was a punishment to Yaakov, because when he was coming to the land of Israel, and they met with Esav, so they actually introduced all the children with his Yaakov's children with their wives, but Dinah was not there, so he hid her in a box basically, right? As like his furniture or something, right? Hid her in a box, and the sages say that he was punished because if he would give her to this to Esav, maybe she has this strong potential to turn him around, and maybe he would change. And Yaakov was punished. So this story, like, it's one of the stories like so perplexing. You cannot take it lightly. You cannot just read it superficially and say, yeah, that makes sense. We have to understand how old was Dinah, right? Compared to her brothers. So she was. One second. Was she instead of Binyamin? I mean, basically, she was, I don't know, maybe. She was a very young girl, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old, like this, right? And this guy was around 100 years old or so. This Esav, the rapist and killer, like with many women. So can you imagine just normal father, like even not father, no, normal person? Can you imagine to give you pure, like a 6, 7 years old daughter to this monster? What he's going to do with her? Of course, we have to read the commentary, whatever sages say. Of course, it's true, and we have to, but the story is not so simple. To blame Yaakov because he did not give his girl Dinah, so it's not such simple. Every normal father who has a little brain, not I'm not Yaakov, the Holy of Holies, like a little brain, he would not do that. Like he would not give his daughter. So maybe she's going to turn him around. Maybe. So I have to read the deep commentary, Medrashim, what exactly the sages meant. Right, and second case was so that's what this first case, and second case is what was Rachel, and the story of Rachel and Rabbi Akiva. So the person said that she was an tzadikah, she was a very holy woman, and he was a Amaretz. But I have to remind you why, there are many Amaratzim. Her father was one of the richest men around, and she could have got any husband. But why she picked Rabbi Akiva? Then back then it's just Akiva, because I'm going to explain exactly why. Because he had, not because he was Amaretz, not because she wanted to do a charity case, absolutely not. Because she saw that he had this great potential. He was very, very honest and very, very what was the word, like honest and decent human being, right? So, and from this person, it's easier to make him religious, right? You see when you're honest and you acknowledge your knowledge, when you get the knowledge, you understand the truth, and you don't try to deviate left and right. And she saw the great potential. So it's not like she was like, okay, I'm going to marry this and see what happens. No. So she had in her calculations, she had she saw in him great potential. And that's why she got married to him, right? But get married, potential is very good. Many people have great potential, and they end up alcoholics and losers in their life. You understand? Nobody's. Right? Potential is good, but how are we going to realize this potential? But she did everything. This holy tzedakah, she did everything to make this potential be realized, and she pushed him, right, to go to study in yeshivah. She inspired him, and so that's two stories. And now we're going to our own time, like how does it apply to us? So we understand two stories. None of them are simple. You cannot see them on superficial level. They're much deeper. But okay, so the question is, can a woman turn the man around? Absolutely, 100%. But there is one very important point. So he must be willing to turn around. But if he to change, if in he thinks that he is absolutely perfect, right? And she's a little crazy into this religion stuff, right? So, and she thinks that he's going to be as Rabbi Akiva. I'm going to be Rachel Ameno. I'm going to be sacrifice my life. And guess what? I have, unfortunately, I saw not one, not two times, many times. People get inspired, and she said, "I'm going to be Rachel Amen," and she's ready to be this Rachel of Rabbi Akiva. But there is no Rabbi Akiva. There is no material to work with. You understand? The guy is not attending any classes. He's not interested to learn. Yeah, okay, yeah, he can stay on a kiddush with them and drink lechaim and dance with the rabbi or something. But to learn books, I'm going to read. I can listen. I can watch if you have video, but like the guy is going to speak on a camera, not about some aliens or something, like on some topic like a Torah. Who needs that? You understand? And I saw it many times. So these poor women, they thought that he's Mr. Akiva, and he's not. It's not like he does not have a talent. He's not interested. You understand? And unfortunately, many times it's just complete failure. Just because she's ready does not mean that you can push it on somebody else. So he must be that Akiva, like in potential, in a great potential that is showing, not like hidden. Like everybody is hidden tzaddik, like there is a piece of God, like in all of us. But sometimes it's so hidden, it's like armor from a tank, or 7 of them. Yeah, is a spark there? Yeah, but can you get to them? Probably not. Maybe in Hibut HaKever. It's a special profession, but otherwise, like under normal circumstances, just because he's going to hear some inspiration story, see the proofs that Torah is true, it's not going to affect him, right? To many material desires and attachments. So you understand? So I would say, so like bottom line conclusion. So before to all of our Rachels. So yeah, you may be Rachel, but he might not be that Akiva, right? So you have to know, just because you're ready does not mean he's ready. So you have to find that person who said, yes, I'm going to be Akiva. Or as I always tell these people who like frustrated and they want to get divorced, I said, look, just because not everybody can be Rabbi Akiva, right? His father also was great. I mean, he was all learning Torah. He was a businessman. Right? So somebody have to be a businessman. If he learns an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and hears some shiurim, like I don't know, like that's okay. I mean, it's not the great, but if he's going to provide for the family, to pay for children education, and learn Torah as much as he can, maybe on Sunday, like on Shabbos, of course, he must learn, not drink vodka or something. You understand? So that's does not make him a bad individual. Just because he's not Rabbi Akiva does not want to learn the whole day. Okay, so that's so we have to. Dreams are good, like inspiration story, Rabbi Akiva good, but we have to keep perspective, not to get upset with somebody because the other side does not understand what you want from them. Understand? Okay. What else?
Hashem, thank you very much for the love.
You're welcome.
We'll go to part 2. Scroll up. Part 2 is, it says, also, since the name Dinah is the female shape of Din, judgment, and of course ignoring the fact that she didn't behave according to her name in some occasions, could we deduce from this that it is ideal for men who have a strong Yetzirah to have a wife that is with a strong attribute of judgment in her personality, will help him not go off the derech?
I mean, strong attributes of judgment is never good. So we have to emulate Hashem Yisbarach. So his judgment is tempered with a mercy. So if she's going to yell at him every time he does something wrong, it's also not healthy. So if person is have this Yitzhara for something forbidden, so of course she must help him to work on himself, because she's not always going to be around him. That's the thing. Like these filters that we are talking about. So the best filter, the Rabbi Reuven Shlita says, is be God-fearing person, meaning that you're not going to sin, not because you cannot break through the filter, right? But because there is a God and he has this watchful eyes, and everything is recorded. And the end, you would need to pay. You would be required to pay. That's the best filter. Not for her to be judgmental, yell at him, because it's usually the people cannot go get too advanced with rebuking each other, especially husband and wife, right? Usually it does not work. So indirectly, very very indirectly, works very much. It's work the best, right?
Sense to say that Hashem sometimes breaks rules like this, Chutzah and Rasha and Tznuah and Tzaddik, for the sake of helping someone that has an outstanding, gigantic Yetzirah, such as Esau?
I mean, it's a rule is, meaning if a person is going to look for this his second half, and he's he's a tzaddik, so he's as you said, the person said he's going to be presented with tznuah, but a person has a free choice. So it's not the only shidduch, potential shidduch, that he's going to be presented if he's looking. And as I said, this student that I had, that was very very pushy, so he would call this lady, this Shadchanit, several times a day, and she called me and said, take him off my back. I'm not working with him, or I mean, she did not say with me, but with him she said, yeah, take him out. I'm not interested, period. So he's very pushy. So to this very pushy guy, So that just to get him off your back, she would like offer anybody. You understand? So, but person has a freedom of choice. So we can even, yes, under normal circumstances, with everything that he learned in the Torah, and he sees all of the signs. This girl is for him, and he should may make a move, but he has suddenly like second thoughts. Maybe she's not. Maybe this. Maybe that. Maybe friends. I love this friend suggestion. Like we had the one guy, and he said, I found somebody, and we're probably going to engage very soon. I said, Mazel Tov, this and that, and then so I met him, right, and said, so what's going on? He said, no. So what do you mean? Like, well, what happened? She cheated. Like, what happened? No, my friend. He told me this. Yeah, I said I got very angry. I know these clown friends. I said, you friends is 35 years old. He's not married. He lives with his mother. What does he know about the marriage? Like this clown, he needs he needs this body to go like drink beers or something. Go to Shabbatons. They are all over the place. These guys, they're so nice, and they like to sing, and they give the compliments to the housewife, to the host, everybody. They love them to invite. Like he's 35. When like you this guy, I don't remember. He was in late 20s or something. Like advice of who do you listen to? Like you understand? So. Right, so maybe it was his shidduch. I don't know. I did not know much about this girl. He said, I mean, he's not my student. Like we just prayed in the same shuls. He said yes. I found somebody. I said, Mazel Tov, this and that. I'm going to invite you. So yeah, thank you very much. I was like rushing to the mincha, and that's it. That's how I ended. So I did not know. I knew exactly zero about the girl. So maybe she was the one that Hashem designate for this guy from the beginning of the war, from the beginning of the time. But he is listen to his body, this drinking body, like that she maybe she's I don't know what he said, but that's what people do, right? And we had a clip about this, right? It said when young person is say build, and the older person say destroy, so you destroy, because his destruction is a building, in the opposite, right? And young person say destroy, and this older person say build, you build. And it was of course I didn't have time, 1 minute. Go try to get the idea over in 1 minute. So that, but I was trying to say this story is escaped my mind. So it was Shlomo HaMelech's son, and he grew up around Shlomo HaMelech, and he had a choice. I mean, all of this advice of Shlomo HaMelech died when he was in his 50, maybe 54, I think, or 56, like very early. So he had all of this greatest of the great, like for sure, no doubt. He had the greatest of the great, and he has these advisors of his who advised his son, right? And they advised something that this guy did not like. He's a king now. He was in his 40s or something. Right, so 54, yeah, Shlomo started earlier, like in 40s, like something like that. And this guy, the new appointed king, he went to consult with his friends. The friends who know exactly zero, his drinking body, like they would play around, like they grew up around the castle, like carefree life, and they advise him, no, you have to insist, have to go full force, and that's how the kingdom got split in two, right? With all your full force. You understand? When these people, elderly people, said destroy, whatever they ask you, there was negotiation, agree to everything, and you're going to win. And these guys said, no, you're king, you have to put your foot down. Okay, foot down, and you lost almost everything. You understand? So why we were saying that? It's because of the advisors. So right? So he could have been a king over the whole country, but because of the advisor, this guy that I knew that he could have get married and have now, I don't know, 10 children by now, because it was a long time ago. So now, guess what? I saw him driving his bicycle. Guess what? He's still married. He's still single, this clown, because he listened to his drinking buddy. Maybe that they're not drinking so much. I don't want to say drink, but his body, like, they like to go to Shabbatons, so like, yeah, useless life. Okay, what else?
Thank you for the
You're welcome.
question here on the board. Shalom Chalav, it has been said that makes are the more for males, I think it was type of males are the more fortuitous gender. Is therefore also fortuitous gender is therefore also true that is it therefore also true that a man must be the spiritual and the moral standard bearer of a marriage?
I didn't get the question. Could you read again?
It's Shalom Kolav. It has been said that males are the more fortuitous gender.
What is it? Opportunities? I mean, what they trying to
Fortuitous, I think. Fortuitous.
So what does it mean? I don't know this one.
As in,
I have no idea. Sorry.
Best to have the more merits. There's more merits in it.
More merits?
Like fortuitous, I think it means there's more merit in it.
Okay, so all right. So we got the idea. More merits, more fortune. Okay, go ahead. Then what? Fortuitous. Yeah. I guess it's from the word fortune. I guess. Yeah. Go ahead and.
And so it says here. Is it therefore also true that a man must be the spiritual and moral standard bearer of marriage? Of fortitude, of more fortitude. There was a correction here, or clarification rather.
Okay, so in order to reach any any of the things that the person mentioned, you have to work on yourself. Like people don't get born with the things, right? Even if you have some talents, you have to develop them, right? And some good character traits you have to develop. Otherwise, they're going to die, right? Unless per person clarifies, maybe one specific example would help. But it's in general term. Just because he's a man and she's a woman does not mean anything. I mean, we can expect to behave them, the girl to be more emotional and him less emotional, but otherwise, there are many variables. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that was the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's another question on the board. It says here. Hypothetical situation. Reuben slapped Shimon in the face, and then Shimon slapped Levi in the face. After some time, Shimon decided to forgive Reuben for slapping him. One may assume that Shimon will be absolved from the punishment of slapping Levi in the face after forgiving Reuben. But what if Levi hasn't forgiven Shimon? Does this mean that when we forgive what's done to us, we also get absolved for sins we've not been forbidden by the person we sinned against? How does this work on a larger scale?
On a large scale, so everybody are responsible for their own sins. So if one person slapped another, it's actually it's not so simple. Today we don't have some headroom because we don't have the base Hamikdash. But in olden days, it was such a thing, a knas. Knas is a penalty, and there is like it's a fivefold payment. For example, if we hurt somebody, right? So if a person needed to go to a doctor, right, or like he was unemployed, and embarrassment. So the embarrassment that I'm leading to, and okay, so I don't okay, or permanent loss of ability, something like if he was a diamond dealer, for example, right? Not dealer, like diamond cutter, and now like or painter. Now he does not have his right arm, so person has to compensate him until the end of the days, right? But one of the things is compensation. And knas is actually is embarrassment, right? And embarrassment is actually like it's not it must be calculated by the special ordained judges who have smicha. Smicha means it's they have uninterrupted chain from student to from teacher to student, from Moshe Rabbeinu until that person. So today we don't have this smicha. So whatever they say smicha is okay, it's nothing. I mean, it helps if somebody wants to be a shochet or something. Yeah, you need to smicha that like you have certification that you know how to be shochet. You finish the class like six months course or something, right? But in olden days, the smicha meaning it was meant like very, very important. So meaning that person could panel of judges would be able to determine how much compensation for shame one person would need to pay to another. So few examples. I'm not going to go in details because the question about not that, but just we have idea. So how to he hit him, like slap, if he slap with this or with the open hand. So the open hand is also always like is more embarrassing, right? So a person would pay more for open hand with like if or with like back of the hand. You understand? So and plus who slap who. So if a more dignitary person slap a homeless, okay, he would not pay to like everybody slap this guy maybe 7 times a day, right? He's not a huge embarrassment to him. But if this homeless or like a not very not like some lowly person, not homeless, right? Lowly person slap this like governor of the town, yes. So there is different payments. Right, so of course, when one person goes to another to ask for forgiveness, all of these things must be taken in account. That's why I was like give a few examples, right? Why? Because that's how the level of embarrassment, like the like damage of the level of embarrassment that we cause that person. So you understand? So if he's he's a great rabbi and then he slapped you and you're going to tell your grandchildren that this rabbi he got upset and he slapped me, like here, like I have not watched this place here for 6 months because I'm so proud that this holy person touched me. Yeah, that's okay. He slapped you, or somebody like your enemy slapped you. Understand? So we need to understand the level of embarrassment, like when you ask forgiveness, and just they forgave us. So first of all, we must be sure that it's a true forgiveness, sincere forgiveness, not out of embarrassment. So you cannot push person. You cannot put a person in like under the pressure that they forgive, even though they should forgive, but don't put them under pressure because it's not sincere. It's like they did not forgive you, and just because they forgive you, like what is the connection? I did not get what is the connection to the third person. So we have to be responsible only for our deeds. We have to go ask forgiveness. If somebody slapped us, it's our own business to forgive him, but he's not absolved. For example, if did something to us, and every night we read this Shema before the bedtime, right? And we say that I forgive everybody did any damage for me in this life, in previous, doesn't matter. I forgive everybody. Yeah, you forgave, but this person is not forgiven before he comes to you and asks for forgiveness, right? So that's we also have to remember that. So one does not have to do, like, there is no connection with another. Okay. What else?
Thank you for the one.
You're welcome.
There's the question on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom, question about shidduch. If one is, if one has picky family members who tend to live vicariously through him, should he hide his shidduch from the family to prevent the family from spoiling the shidduch?
Absolutely, that's 100%. Yes. Some family, and some, I would say, as I said, the stories about the mothers, these Jewish mothers, is overly protected. They got used to live the elderly, like old children, not old, but grown-up children. They do not want them let go of them. Yeah, I mean, if on subconscious level, but if you bring any girl, you bring Sarah Mena to this mother, she would not approve. Of course not. Like, of course she would say, yeah, I only want to best for him. But who is the best? Who is better than your own mother? You normal. Of course nobody. So it's better for him to wait for his princess here. Yeah, I'm going to cook for him and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's right. If somebody has such a family. So yeah, keep away. Absolutely. Can, like, some family members, we had this issue also with somebody who cannot keep their mouth shut. Right? It was not mother. It was, I think, the mother's sister that she has to get involved, and she was divorced 7 times. That's why she has such a great experience in marriage and shidduch him, and she would see everybody through all this craziness. You understand? So from family members like that, you have to hide your shidduch, right? So basically, it's one of the I want to say 3 things. So 3 things that you're not obligated to listen to your parents. So, and one of them, if they say don't get married to that person, and your rabbi say, and you have like feeling that this person is God-fearing person, he or she, doesn't matter, right? And your mother said no, she's from that family, from this family, from I don't know, this we are from this country, they are from that country, but they're rich, they're poor, they're rich, right? So like all these crazy things. They're very rich, they're not going to respect us, or the opposite, they're poor, who needs them. Like, all of these crazy things. So in this case, yeah, you're not obligated to listen to your parents. You have a rabbi, you consult them, you have a rabbi, you see that the person is God-fearing person, you have to marry right away. So don't listen to parents. You invite them to a wedding. They want to come, they come. They don't want to come, they don't come. It's like anyway, you're going to move away, like moving with your spouse, not with parents. They want to come, they come. Of course, when you're going to have children, they will forget, they were against, they want to see the grandchildren. But again, in this situation, I just warning you because I know how the things work. And some mothers, they're very vengeful. Mm-hmm. And even though they agreed to your choice, right? But then when they get married, so these mothers, fathers, like, men is so simple, it's unbelievable, right? They would forget, they would accept, but mothers, like, if you went against your wishes, So she would remember till the end of the day. Some of them, but some of them. So you have to be careful if you see that your mother is bothering your spouse, like disrespecting them. So you have to stop that relationship. So the spouse comes first, and parents second. Right? If need to be, just move away as far as possible. That's it. That's a solution. So many times you're not allowed to to argue with your parents and disrespect them, this and that. So, but if you're not there, so you're not there, so they're not going to take every time they want to see you 3 hours plane ride. That's it. So you are your way. Right. Okay. Yes.
Sorry, there's some questions that were on the board before the class started.
Okay.
So, first one, we're allowed to carry 4 amot past a private domain into a public domain. If there is a bench right along the lines of an eruv, of an eruv line, could we sit there and read a book?
So one more time the question. So we're in a private domain. So we're in our apartment building, and there is eruv. Could you say that there's a bench? So the person wants to step. The person will step out, and let's say it's less. If I understand your explanation, it's less than 4 amos, like it's less than 2 meters, like 7.5 feet approximately. If person can sit there, that's is it the question, or please read again.
Yes. Yeah, our friend just added something. So we're allowed to carry 4 amos past a private domain into a public domain. There is a bench right along the lines of an eruv. Like, could we sit there and read a book, and then it says, say we are outside in a park on the lines of an eruv?
I'm not sure what is it on the lines of eruv means. So are we in the eruv or out of the eruv? Is a bench, for example, we out of the eruv? Let's say a simple example, and the bench is in a eruv. So I'm not sure how is it. Okay, maybe the eruv is like going on a sidewalk. I mean that's how I imagine things, right? So you're behind the eruv line, so you're not allowed to carry the 4 amos, right? So you're not allowed. So as soon as you left your private domain, you carried 4 amos in the public domain, right? So the carrying means from one domain to another. So meaning you picked up object, or to picked up meaning to get in your hands in private domain and brought it to the public domain and stopped. So in some sense you put it down, in some sense, even if it's here in your hands. So that's already carrying in one step. Forget about 4 steps or 6 steps. Right? It's one example of carrying, and second example of, so it's from one domain to another. It doesn't matter, from public to private, from private to public, or second case is 4 amos. This as we said, 2 meters, 7.5 feet approximately, right? In a public domain, meaning it's something was in a public domain. It was whatever something, and you picked up and you moved to another place. So that's also forbidden. So that's I don't see how that situation is going to work out unless there is like something that is not. I mean that I'm missing something about eruv. How the eruv goes, right? But to carry from one domain to another is forbidden. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Should I read again the part?
Okay, so okay, let's see, maybe we missed something. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, we're allowed to carry 4 amos past a private domain into public domain. There's a bench right along the lines of an eruv line, right along the lines of an eruv line. Can we sit there and read a book?
So basically, I would say, I mean, I still did not get the eruv part, but if it's like beyond the eruv, if we like the eruv is there, and we're walking from private domain to the public domain, that's it. You took one step, it's already forbidden. Let's put it this way to make it very, very clear. Right.
Rabbi.
You're welcome. And then plus, I would say even something like on the border, don't do it, because it's only a matter of time when you're going to violate. And the famous examples, and happens many times, when the person walks, like a Jew walks, right? And there is a wind, and of course there is a air of like very exact, and like this is the line. And let's say he walks next to the border of the eruv, and his nice Barcelino hat was blown away and into the area when there is no eruv. So what are you going to do? You're not allowed to pick up this hat, basically, just so you know, right? So the famous question, if this rabbi who is the rabbi of the community, who looked at the left, looked at the right, and he picked up this hat. Did he know that is forbidden? I mean, if we know that is forbidden, he for sure knew that is forbidden. So can we use them like in a ceremony, because he's a Michael Shabbos, basically, right? So that does not matter if you lit the fire on Shabbos, or you carried from one domain to another. It's this is one of the 39 restrictions. This is one of the 39 restrictions. You understand? So I think I don't actually remember the question, but I think that he was considered Michal Shabbos before meaning because other people saw him. He thought that nobody see, but people see. There are always people, right? And then he was like in open desecration of Shabbos. Understand? So I would say don't walk there. Don't walk next to this domain, like border. Okay.
Okay, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so next question for the left.
Mm-hmm.
To what extent should we try to save our food to prevent wasting? For example, if you finish 80% of the food on your plate for Shabbos, should you try to finish it, pack it up, and store it, or throw it out? Say you are eating a sandwich and there's about a quarter of the sandwich left. What should you do? And in the process of eating it, it has gotten messy and disconfigured.
Okay, so let's start with general approach. So we try not to waste food, especially food and all other resources, right? Why? Because Hashem gave us as a gift, undeserved gift, right? What we do with the gift, like we throw into the garbage, especially bread. I mean, the other the cold cuts or whatever this sandwich was with, or tomato, doesn't matter. So if it's possible to save this food and leave for later, so we would do like just so you have a sandwich, you do not fish, just cut with a knife, right? Make it nice cut, like leftover. It's not like with a bites or something, right? With a nice leftover, and then you can use it later on. Like maybe you're going to eat it half an hour from now, 1 hour, like for milava malk. It does not have to stay for the next day. Maybe do bread separate, all other things inside separate. That's it. If it's too messy, it's got fell or something, yeah, that's a different story. But if it's not disgusting, so why should you throw out the food if it's fresh? Same as other food. So yeah, you don't have to stuff yourself. So just leave for later. That's it. What I notice in my life, all the people who like to waste, they always don't have enough money. Somehow, the guy is a surgeon and does not have enough money. He was like, how is it possible? The guy makes $500,000, $1 million, I don't know, a lot, spine surgeon, and he always knowing that he does not have money, this costs this much. Like, why? Because, but they're known to waste food. Right? I mean, they were in my house many times, and they just leave put piece of chicken and cut, and sometimes they do not touch it, leave it on the plate. Like, why would you take it? Why? In my family, we were surprised, all of us, but that's what they do. Right? I mean, if they do it in somebody else, they say we never know how many guests are going to come. So she cooks a lot. She likes to cook, and they throw everything in the garbage. I don't know. That's people like that. But Hashem said, "Oh, that's how you treat whatever I give you. Okay, so maybe I have to give you less, right? Maybe you have to lose more. That's it." So we always have to remember it's not like it's leftover. It's we're doing appreciation for whatever Hashem gave us. Understand? That's very important. You're welcome.
Next question. Number 1, would we be permitted to say birkas halanot on trees such as coconut trees or papaya trees? What about cactuses that produce dragon fruit? Is the bracha on dragon fruit is pious?
I tried to remember the dragon fruit. I saw it. Dragon fruit. 1 second. So cactuses. I think they survive the winter. I mean, there's no winter there. So if it is a tree, so you can say the blessing. Cactus is very interesting. It's not such an easy question. Cactus is a tree. Okay. Yeah. So if it's considered to be tree, yeah, you can say, yeah. You can say the blessing. So just so we will on the same time, starting from Nissan first. So I mean, if you live in the different side of the world, when it's a winter, for example, now for you, and you don't have anything blooming, that's a different story. So you would need to say it later. But for the people who have spring where they live, right, and they have blooming fruit trees, so we have to come to these fruit trees and say a special blessing on these trees. It's in all of the Sidurim. Usually they do it in the months of Nisan, but it's actually in Eretz Israel, because when that's blooming, everything is blooming. But by us also, we have everything starts blooming for sure. But in the places where it's going to start later, if you do it ER next month, also no problem. Right? But proper to do it in Nisan, of course. So on all of this, coconut is a tree. I'm not sure if it's coconut is a tree. Not all the palms are the tree. They actually, we say on bananas, for example, we say bara pricha adama. On pineapple, but also I think we say bara pricha adama. It's not a tree. Coconut, I'm not. We don't need coconut, so I don't know. Have to check. Okay. You're welcome.
The part 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say the bracha on a tree even if it only has 1 blossom? And 3, how far in distance do the 2 trees need to be?
No, one blossom is enough. I mean that's it. I mean, let's say if it's a sickly tree, so maybe it's not a good idea to say the blessing on that. Right? If it's 1 blossom, I don't know what happened to the others, but if you cannot find anything else, yeah, you can say on that one. But again, it's one of the mitzvot that you're not obligated to exert your time. So if you need to go somewhere and it's going to be an expense of learning Torah or praying, not obligated at all. But if you know it's on your way to work, or you have a break or something from your work, you want to stretch your legs a little, walk around, and you know this day, yeah, absolutely go and make the blessing. You're welcome.
Or can you make a bracha on a fruit tree that is not edible to humans or poisonous?
No. It's only on the fruit as we understand the fruit is. So like pine cones are also considered to be fruit, but they're not edible unless they're nuts. They're pine nuts, whatever. These nuts, they cost a lot of money. Pine nuts, yeah. They're tiny. Okay, what else?
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Hashem, love. Would one be allowed to spray or apply lemon juice on the hair if it will cause the hair in the sun to become lighter faster?
Again, if one is allowed to apply lemon juice to the hair, to
like dye it.
To dye the hair, a man or
You become it to turn. No, it's coming from a woman.
if woman can, I mean there's no problem. A woman can dye her hair. There is no problem whatsoever in general. If she wants to dye, she can dye. So if she wants to do it
on Shabbos, sorry, yeah, it was added on Shabbos.
on Shabbos, I mean, I would say it depends. If you're going to see the results right away, so I would say no. But if it's going to take some time, to develop, maybe 3 days from now, I never heard about that. That's I'm just saying, theoretically, so it would not be a problem. For example, the similar example would be, so we're not allowed to take a suntan on Shabbos, right? Suntan, so yeah, coloring also. But if a person is walking and the sun is beaming, he did not do anything, he was normally normal life, right? So I mean the normal activities, and right, so it would not count. But if a person sat on a bench, I don't know, in t-shirts and shorts, and they taking sun bath, that's a problem. I give you. We live next to a beach, big, long beaches, famous beaches, right? And when was it? I don't know. When was? So I promised to my wife. She said, "You okay?" So I said, "Yes. Today's the day." So we went to beach. It was I don't know, cold. Cold in a jacket and a hat and in a scarf in a glove. So I was walking. I just got my new book, this beautiful book. Maybe we're going to learn it one day together. And I was reading, and we walk, beautiful weather, everybody dressed, and then we go to the boardwalk, right? And who is sitting there? The guy, and he's in his 70s, and he's 10. It's cold. I don't know how many degrees, and windy. Next to the ocean, it's windy, and the guy has this thing reflector. So he can get a suntan on the bottom of his face, on the bottom, here, chin, and he I think he was in a bathing suit. You understand, that people like that. If maybe 70, maybe mid 70s, all elderly person. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So that's so this would be absolutely forbidden for tanning. But if you just walking, there is no problem, right? There is no problem. And with juice again, I mean, because if if somebody would take this sun tanning, like do sun tanning, I think the same day they would see some results. Maybe it would be a little redder, maybe like with this guy a little darker. These clowns. Right, but lemon juice, I would say depends on the result, like how long it's going to take. Okay.
You got it.
You're welcome.
Next question. Great question, by the way. A lot of someone converts, but they were actually Jewish, and they didn't know. Do they somehow get a new soul, and all their past is erased, or would they still have to do tshuva for their past?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. I mean, don't discount the other questions were also amazing. Baruch Hashem, we don't have simple questions. So a person who converted out of the doubt and was Jewish, so he or she does not get a new soul, right? So so no new neshama, sell the same old neshama that the person has to take care of, but the person does not know, right? Person does not know. So basically, we work on ourselves. And teshuva, anyway, you have to do teshuva for from previous life, if a person was Jew or not Jew, because as we said before, and that's we were planning to learn from Rambam, right, about this character trait development. That like when a person has some character traits, it becomes his nature. So, and even if he or she got the new soul, but the body is trained in some in specific way. You understand? So, like mechanically, body can do whatever it wants, right, against the wishes of the soul. So that's what I'm trying to say. Still, in any way, a person must do teshuva, right, to change their ways. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I don't know if this question was read. The hypothetical question is: where idolaters and a person who is in the process of conversion is very near or together, if they're in the process of conversion, so many situations could be wrong in the Jew side that could then to allow the idolater to insult Jews because of the whole situation is a mistake, but still very possible.
I did not get the question. Could you? So I mean, what is the question? Can you please read it again and maybe explain to me? I'm not getting.
I think it's based on a previous question because it's.
Oh, it's connected to something else. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so. Just let me check real quick. Okay, so it's based on this question that says, for Hashem, please correct me if I am wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But apologies and ask for forgiveness are only asked among Jews.
Okay, I don't know.
Not among idolaters or no-Hites. Or
Uh-huh.
you should ask forgiveness on idolaters.
Okay, yes, I remember, yes. And now there's a continuation, so could you read the continuation now, please?
Yeah, our friend is saying here on the board that this is just an explanation, just clarification. It's not like a question per se.
So what is it?
Should I read it?
Yes, please. Let's see the explanation. Yeah, please.
Sir, the hypothetical situation is where idolaters and a person who is in the process of conversion lives very near or together.
Uh-huh.
If they're in the process of conversion.
So okay, so they let's say roommates, right? So one is the process of conversion, one is okay. Go ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
lost some question written. Totally lost. Sorry about that, Rabbi.
No problem. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so who's in the process of conversion? Lives very near or together. They're in the process of conversion. So many situations could be wrong in the Jew side, and that could lead to allow the idolater to insult the Jews. Because the whole situation is a mistake, but still very possible. Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay. So now, okay. So we're going back to if a Jew has to apologize. Yeah, you can always apologize. Right? Even if they're right and buy them a cake or something, right? Candy. People like this stuff, and that's it. So just move forward. But then it should be a lesson for us. So these things don't do in front of other people. Because why? Because they do not understand. So many things we can do in private, not to antagonize other people. Right? Unless you must do it in public. Whatever is it. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
The next question. Shabbat. Is the prohibition of anger tied together with the halacha of rodef?
Rodef is a pursuer. So pursuer meaning that somebody is chasing somebody to do some harm to that person. And maybe somebody wants to rape somebody or kill somebody or rob somebody, and somebody is running away. So what is the connection to anger? I don't know. Of course, this pursuer is angry, but maybe he's not angry. Maybe he's at sport working to rob people or something, to rape them. I don't know. So maybe he's not angry. So to say there is a clear connection, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, question about anger. This question is mine. I can save it for tomorrow. Next question will go off on the subject of anger and wrath. How does Pinchas fit into the topic?
So that's a very good question. So Pinchas, I also just say that if you encounter a situation with a Jew, intimate with a non-Jew, right, and you have a spear, and you are witness the act, and you can throw pierce them through the organs. So then you can do that. But then they say, but also you have to be zealous as Pinchas. And in the time of Gemara, they say there is nobody zealous as Pinchas. Meaning what? That he was zealous for honor of Hashem. So now today, he did not hate him or her, the Zimri or Cosby, right? He was zealous for honor of Hashem. But today, are we on this level? Maybe not. Maybe we have our feelings, right? We don't like him because we don't like him, and now he's doing whatever he's doing. So now I have a chance, I have opportunity to kill this guy, that annoying guy that I don't like anyway, and it would be halachically allowed, right? So I would suggest not. So basically, is it mitzvah? Yes. Is anybody qualified to do the mitzvah? No. So that's but in general, a person should get upset when it's Hil Hashem going on. So we just have different means how to handle the situation. Okay. You're welcome.
there's this question that I'm not sure if this was read.
Okay, so let's see.
I think so. It kind of seems like that. It has been said that the males are the more. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. We did that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Families. Vicariously. In this. If a person who is a convert and their parents are not involved with shidduch and they want to find a match, how should they go about it? They are doing by themselves. Or should they look for a second opinion or assistance?
Okay, let me try to understand. So somebody converted, their parents did not, right? But they want to that person find the shidduch for that person. Okay, so the best way is to go to professional who is dealing with shidduchim, or rather somebody rabbis and somebody who is in charge, and ask them for the assistance, because we do everything according to our halacha. It's not, we don't introduce just people and let them do whatever they want, right? Because it's some familiarity. So we first check with one side. She wants to date. She does not want to date, and just because we think that they would be great, get a great couple, maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe you have your ideas and they have their own ideas. You understand? So we go through the professional, or if they both of them religious people, right? God-fearing people. Yeah, we can just say like we can be a shadchan, right? If right, like meaning simple person, right? So right, the meaning that no impropriety is going to happen from this in the introduction them to each other. Yeah, so you can do that as well. Okay, maybe in your house, for example, they can meet. Of course, they cannot stay over. That's out of the question, right? But maybe on Sunday, I don't know, some dinner, some lunch, whatever. Yeah. You're welcome.
Question. When one moves silently during the Amidah, does he need to ensure he's facing the correct direction before he resumes his davening?
No, it's not necessary. So because he's not davening, she's not davening at this point. So when you got to your destination, right? So yeah. In another example, you have a baby, and baby went right and starts smelling, so you're not allowed to continue there and pray. You have to distance yourself 4 amos from the place when the smell ends, right? And if you cannot face the same direction, let's say you're facing east, but in this room for whatever reason you cannot, so you face different direction, opposite, right? You're welcome.
Next question, hypothetical question about shidduch.
Mm-hmm.
If both parties of the shidduch are God-fearing people,
Mm-hmm.
and they can get along, but they don't have attraction, both of them.
They can get along? Can?
Yeah, they can.
Okay. Uh-huh.
They do. They can get along, but don't have attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them have submissive personalities and hope to find someone instruct and guide them. And hope to find someone that instructs and guide them. Okay, so the woman sees him more like her girlfriend instead of a potential husband. Should they continue seeing each other?
So okay, step back. So okay, 2 people, God-fearing people, and there is no attraction at this point, like physical attraction, but she sees him as a girlfriend because not as a husband. So, I mean, there is no shidduch here, right? So if they don't see them like being married, like good friends, even though that there is no friends between man and a woman, so there is no shidduch basically. It must be some attraction, something like some like minimum, right? But what right? So even though there were people in the past that say if she's God-fearing person, I'm going to marry her, no matter what. And we have Hafetz Chaim, the famous example from recent past. I think has an issue also. I think he said, "I'm so busy, Rabbi, just get me any girl. I'm going to marry her." Okay, so he got married, but okay. Basically, if the holy people can do that, but we simple people should not do that. So it must be some attraction. Of course, you have to understand that attraction is going to grow stronger, like with the time spent together, especially when a person is God-fearing person, and when people get together, they're going to open another world in the spouse. Like it's he can in some sense marry somebody else, but then but she's going to start blooming and develop, be like totally different person, from a girl become a woman, right? So yeah, so but it must be some attraction, must be, otherwise we don't like I had this person who said it in some time ago. He was far from being tzaddik. It was his third marriage. He was on the second marriage. All of these women were crazy. Of course, they were crazy. And he's a good guy. And he said, just find me somebody God-fearing. I don't care if she's 300 pounds. I'm not sure if he would marry 300 pounds. He's a fit. This probably goes to the gym and stuff like that. Okay, but at least that's what he said. So we call him off a little. So take it. I mean, at the end he married. He found a very beautiful lady, and he got married. Baruch Hashem, I think has children from all of the three marriages. Baruch Hashem. But I think they all get along. But I told them about Yichud. They said, what? Okay. Right, it's very nice that all of your children get along, but the older boy, I think, I don't know, maybe 15 or 16, that the girls from second marriage, I don't know, maybe 10 years old, 11, I don't know, and this little one maybe 3 or 4 years old. So that's a big problem to have all of these children together. Yeah, they love each other. They have his wife. New wife is a tzedakah. She loves children, this and that. But this boy from first marriage, he cannot stay with her. Like I tried to tell him, he thought that I'm crazy. Okay, well, so yeah, people like that. Okay, what else?
Hey, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Question from love. Can or should one use real or fake frogs as bait for fishing? Could it come across as ungrateful because of the good frogs during the plague?
No, there's no problem. I mean, the only thing was with dogs, and we had these clips about dogs in the Torah, like four parts. I think we did first. We released 2 parts. Now we have additional 2 parts. Dogs in the Torah. Yeah, it was Hashem said only about the dogs. You have to be appreciative, give them meat, nevilah, right? If it was die by itself, yeah. So give it to dogs, but no, nothing about the frogs. So if so basically, are you allowed to kill the frog? I mean, if it's for constructive purpose, you're not trying to torture it, but to use it as a bait for your fishing, there is no problem. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Last question. So we have like from 10 days ago. Let me just check if our friend is asking that. Yeah. Yes. So, Rabbi, should someone in our generation aim to marry a virgin, or is it too much?
No, it's not. It's not too much in some neighborhoods. Like that's a standard. If she's not a virgin, they basically do not want her, right? So, or like maybe if they're huge dowry or something, like some compensation. Why everybody should know? Don't ask me, but yeah, usually women in from households, like in the religious, they're all virgins, right? But if person can, but it should not be like for a man, especially Babal Chur, it should not be like I don't know, the main factor. You understand? So we have to be like things happen in somebody's life. Somebody did not know who Hashem is, and they acted like that. Okay, it happens. But very important when the person where the person is right now at this point, right? Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I think that was the last question for today. Yeah. Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Okay, very welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and please join us tomorrow. We're going to continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Thank you and good night.